Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is Citi 97.3.
Watch it turning.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
But we serve a God who does much more than we could ever imagine. Whatever happens, it's working. He's turning it around right now. Watch him work. All right. Watch him turning. You got it now, church. Say, the devil comes to steal, kill, and destroy. But we serve a God who does much more than we could ever imagine. Whatever happens is working. He's turning it around right now. You are God enough to take what the enemy meant for evil and turn it. You're God enough to take what the enemy meant
The
for
Citi
evil.
Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
Y'all be careful. And turn it for my good. Watch him turn it. Watch him turn it for my good. Watch him turn it. Watch him turn it for my good. Stand still. Stand still. Watch him turn it for my good. Stand still. Stand still. Watch him turn it for my good. All right. Stand still. Watch him turn it. The devil comes to steal, kill, and destroy. But we serve a God who does much more than we could ever imagine. Whatever happened is working, it's turning it around. I didn't hear you. You are God enough to take what the enemy meant for evil and turn it. You're God enough to take what the enemy meant for evil. Y'all sound good, man. You are to take what the enemy meant for evil. Hold on. And turn it for my good. Watch him turn it. Watch him turn it for my good. Watch him turn it. Watch him turn it for my good. Stand still. Stand still. Watch him turn it for my good. Stand still. Stand still. Watch him clap your hands.
6:30. Watch him turn it for my good. Forward City and Travis Green. And all things work together for good to them that love God, who are the called according to his purpose.
What we sing
And he says, we know this. Romans 8:26, we know this.
It's word.
Be still and know.
That's your part. That's
All things are not necessarily good, but all things will work together.
I didn't see you turn
That's a key part. They don't work in isolation. They work together for good. Not necessarily to give you things you like, but to make you a better person. Because at the end of the day, it's what you become that matters. It's not what you get, but what you become. So reject the theology that makes the faith all about what you get. The naming and claiming faith. So a car is good, money is good, promotion is good. But what are you becoming? If you look in the mirror, what kind of man has that money made you, or that promotion, or that position? So when we say all things work together for good, it's to make you a better person, a giving person. Because men live by getting and forgetting. God lives by giving and forgiving. So if you're not giving and not forgiving, you're not becoming a better person. So let's reevaluate the concept of good. It's not a naming and claiming. It's about getting better overall. A bigger contribution to society. Not what you can take, but what you can give. We call it Business Sense, brought to you by ADB, the People's Bank. Reach us, let's give you a better deal. A longer tenure of up to 6 years. An offer open to non-customers as well. A variety of personal loans, including top-ups at highly reduced rates. Call us on 0302-210-210.
Watch him turn it. One time, the devil comes to.
Newspaper reviews next on the show this morning.
Say that again.
Brought to you by Total Excellium. Is the new formula a powerful 3-in-1 action that cleans your engine, extends its life, and lowers your fuel consumption? It has anti-corrosion, anti-wear, and detergent additives.
That's your point. That's your
It
point.
also lowers your vehicle's fuel consumption and reduces your CO2 emissions.
I need it.
Experience the difference with Total Energy's Excellium new formula. Choose Excellium, choose quality.
Every lie that was told.
Every minute whispers of greatness. Every hour new pages turn. Every day is a new chapter to keep your dreams alive. Today a tabletop owner, tomorrow a shopfront owner. Today a student, tomorrow a bank manager. Today an apprentice, tomorrow a master. Today a producer, tomorrow a show host. Today an employee, tomorrow an employer. The list goes on. Fidelity Bank makes it possible. Fidelity Bank Ghana Limited. They inspire your success and collaborate with you every step of that journey. From Shui to P. There's more ahead from Fidelity Bank. Befa.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
We understand the excitement and preparations that comes when your child gains admission into senior high school. But we at the Agricultural Development Bank, ADB PLC, also understand the financial burden this comes with. The chop box, trunk, school mattress, you name it. That's why we have partnered with Prospectus Ghana Limited to offer financial support for parents by introducing the ADB Quick Purchase. With a smart loan of up to 20,000 Ghana cedis, you can pick up all the items on your child's prospectus for school. ADB PLC offers you a repayment plan of 12 months to relieve you of all that heavy financial burden. Every ADB customer who receives their salaries through the bank, military and police personnel, and all other workers on the Controller and Accountant General's payroll qualify for this facility. Walk into any ADB branch nationwide or any Prospectus Ghana Limited office near you to apply for the ADB Quick Purchase. Terms and conditions apply. ADB, the People's Bank. ADB, truly a Greek and more.
The Citi Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is Citi 97.3.
Great flood of tears that we've cried for our brothers and sisters who died. Over 400 years has washed away our fear and strengthened our pride. Now we turn back the tide. We will no longer hear your command. We will seize the control from you. We will fan the flame of our anger and pain. You feel ashamed for what you do in God's name. We fight for the right to be free. We will build our own society. And we will sing, we will sing, we will sing our own song.
6:37. We the people. It is up to us to get the leadership to do what is right. And so far we've seen, following the calls yesterday, more voices against this menace. The University Teachers Association of Ghana, UTAG, they have issued a 3-week ultimatum to government. End Galamsey or we strike.
The voice of our poor,
The Ghana Mine Workers Union have added their voice.
Africa,
The Ghana Bar Association, through their president,
for me and for you.
very forthright in his speech yesterday,
To
And the Otumfo is also saying it's time for action. Get your leaders to move. We have to bring an end to this craziness. Those who are with us are more than those against us. Those who want the good thing to be done are more than those evil people.
Yes, sir.
We will not allow a small group of miscreants, a small group of misguided, money-hungry nation wreckers to take our waters. 7, 8, 9 of our river basins severely polluted, damaging rivers, killing fishes, using mercury and arsenic, deforming babies, all in the name of gold. We cannot sit and stand aloof. Let's add our voice to the campaign. And that's what we're doing on the Citi Breakfast Show this morning. My name is Bernard Avle. Thank you for tuning in. It's more than a radio show. It's part of what makes Ghana tick. Good morning, Caleb. Good morning, Nathan.
Bernard.
Hello, good morning.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Good morning,
Jumping
sir.
straight into the newspaper headlines.
Into the Ghanaian Times this morning, the race for Jubilee House. Baumia Mahama others filed nominations to contest December 2024 presidential polls, and Galamsey menace government secures conviction of 76 Galamseyers, including 18 foreigners. This is the Attorney General. Don't declare election results ahead of the EC. President cautions political parties, and Catholic bishops urge EC to ensure impartial, lawful electoral process during December polls. And the Ghanaian Times gives you a countdown. It's exactly 88 days more
to
the
December
big day.
7.
Yes, sir.
The Daily Graphic says EC must act with impartiality. That's coming in from the president. 8 filed presidential nomination forms. That's on page 13 of the paper. Staying with elections, Wale NPP parliamentary rerun. 3 arrested over ballot box snatching. And on the back page of the Daily Graphic, Black Star stumble again. Held by resilient Niger.
Charlie.
Chronicle this morning, I will win December 7 polls. The momentum is on the side of the NPP. This is Dr. Baumia speaking. Prayer and fasting alone won't make you prosperous. If Dame pleads with Parliament to pass criminal offences bill. There's a quotation here. So do not throw away your confidence. It will be richly rewarded. Hebrews 10:35.
The Daily Guide says Baumia sure of victory after filing nomination, and there's a picture of Dr. Baumia with the EC's chair, Jane Mensah. Mahama others filed nominations. GBA confers lifetime award on the Kufuado, and NDC's corruption claims politically motivated. That's coming from the president. And the AG says 850 people are standing trial for Galamsey.
Right. ABC News this morning. Ghanaians will decide whether they prefer a clearing agent or a government official. One, President Akufo-Addo here. NPP's dedication to preserving public sector employment despite IMF program commendable. There's a University Don, and Baumia confident of 2024 victory as he files nomination form.
The Anchor newspaper says government will not ban responsible small-scale mining. Minister assures calls for a collective action to protect water bodies. MPP in good shape to win December 7 poll. That's coming from Dr. Baumia.
Okay.
Aspirants ready or battle ready for December poll as they begin to file forms at EC. And former finance minister visits stalled projects in Anya Soto.
Daybreak newspaper says coming up, shocking list of state officials including top personalities at the Jubilee House who are complicit in illegal mining to be dropped soon. That's what they say. And Nanabi vacates post for Napo campaign. MPA boss in Asunafo North promises to wrestle seat from NDC. Era of judgment debts over. Godfrey Dame is speaking here. Other stories are here as well.
The business analyst says T-bill yields remain high. Government's heavy borrowing on domestic market continues. We lack political will to fight Galamsey, former Minerals Commission CEO asserts. And Akufo-Addo calls for stronger China-Africa cooperation. This in relation to industrialization and green development.
The Daily Post this morning, warning shots fired as ballot box is snatched during NPP's Wale Wale primaries rerun. And ahead of victory, Asiedun Ketia submits Mahama and Professor Nana Jane's nomination forms to the EC. Nationwide demo to rock EC on September 17 to demand forensic audit of the voters register.
Finally, from me, the Graphic Business says feed milling industry in crisis as maize prices soar 80%. Poultry farmers call for import license. And in terms of the elections, tax reforms take center stage.
Right now, Economy Times is the final one here. Job availability up by 2.4% first half of 2024. Ghana's reserves now 3.1 months of import cover, and cocoa farmers expect 45% price increase. Bernard.
If you go online, let me start with Channel 1 News. UTAG warns of nationwide strike over Galamsey crisis. Meanwhile, Dr. Kwesi Enin, Professor Enin, has been speaking on elections. He says, free, fair elections don't just happen. We need to work towards it. He also says violence is seen as credible currency in Ghana's elections. Meanwhile, the president has rejected calls for targeted free SHS, urges wealthy families to choose private schools if they so want. In other stories on the same website, tell Ghanaians how you would end Galamsey. Professor Enin challenges Baumia and Mahama. And then the Catholic bishops are telling the EC to be transparent in this coming election. My Joe Online is also heavy on Galamsey. UTAG threatens strike of illegal mining is their lead story. Kenashigbe says we are in a crisis, but no one is responding. And then on other stories, poisoning our waters is genocide. Kenashigbe sounds alarm over Galamsey crisis. In other headlines on that website, forest invasion, land ministries have truths to parliament, and the contradiction fueling mining in Ghana's forest reserves is an article there. And then the Wale Wale primary is also making rounds on many websites. If you go, for example, to Star FM, they lead with that Wale Wale parliamentary primary rerun, police restore calm, one person arrested. In other stories, free SHS, Akufo-Addo advises parents to opt for private schools if they can afford to. And then Anodon Press under fire for its irresponsible Galamsey comment. Indeed, if you go to citinewsroom.com, the GBA President is quoted as well, speaking about Galamsey at the bar conference yesterday. Otunfo also says to do nothing is no longer an option on Galamsey. All of that on the front page of citinewsroom.com. Meanwhile, banks begin charging up to $20 as fees on foreign currency accounts. $20.
Sorry. Say that again.
Banks begin charging up to $20 on fees on foreign currency accounts. Meanwhile, T-bill targets missed for 9th consecutive time. Auctions fall by 755 million Ghana cedis. So it appears there is no money in the system. The BBC, Harris and Trump set to debate in pivotal campaign test. Big story. There's a poll tracker there. Who is ahead, Harris or Trump?
Okay.
Meanwhile, James L. Jones, you remember the voice?
Yep.
This is CNN.
May the force be with you.
He's the guy who was the Mufasa in that lion story.
And for those who watched the very first Coming to America, he was Eddie Murphy's dad.
My God, he's died.
Age 93.
Yes, James L. Jones, the quintessential black deep voice, has passed on to glory. Those are the stories making the rounds globally. So let's start with the Daily Graphic. Nathan.
Yes, if you go to page 13 of the Daily Graphic, people who are interested or want to run the presidential race were at the EC, or they started going to the EC yesterday. And the story says 8 presidential aspirants, including the Vice President, Dr. Baumia, and former President John Mahama, yesterday filed their nomination forms at the EC to contest the 2024 election. The orderly process done according to pre-arranged schedules was one more of the key steps in the process towards the highly anticipated polls on December 7. Those who also filed yesterday included Hassan Ayariga of the APC, Christian Kwabena Andrews of GUM, Percival Kofi Akpalu of the Liberty Party of Ghana, and Nana Kwame Bediako, who has christened this adventure the New Force Movement. Samuel Appiah Dankwa and George Chumberima Edu, all independent aspirants, also filed their documents with the EC yesterday.
So that's the big story from the Electoral Commission. The other big story has to do with Galamsey.
Yes, sir.
And Asante is quoted on citinewsroom.com as saying, to do nothing is no longer an option. He was speaking yesterday at a dinner hosted by the GBA. The Asante Osimfo has said that he has called on the Bar Association, the Ghana Medical Association, the UTAG, and other professional bodies to remain steadfast in their opposition to illegal mining activities which continue to devastate major water bodies in the environment. His remarks follow recent statements from UTAG, GMA, GBA, condemning illegal mining and advocating for a ban on both small-scale and illegal mining activity. Now, Otunfo Sejutu commended the president of the Bar Association for his bold stance against illegal mining and urged leaders of other influential groups to take similar action. Basically saying the same thing we said yesterday on the program. Now, still on Galamsey, Dr. or Professor Emmanuel Enning says, tell Ghanaians how you would end Galamsey. He challenges both Baumia and Mahama. On the point of view yesterday, he was speaking about Galamsey, and he's basically a security analyst in risk analysis, has challenged the flag bearers of the two leading parties to address Ghanaians on how they intend to tackle the Galamsey menace. This follows concerns about the menace and its threat to the country. Speaking on the point of view, Professor Enning emphasized the need for decisive leadership from these two political figures. Meanwhile, the UTAG has given the government a 3-week ultimatum to ban illegal mining or to end it or face a nationwide strike. The UTAG has issued an ultimatum to the government threatening a nationwide strike by end of September this year if a total ban on illegal mining is not imposed. In a strongly worded statement, the UTAG criticized the state-led efforts to combat illegal mining or Galamsey, describing the efforts as failed and corruption-infested militarized battles. The association lamented the severe damage caused by illegal mining activities, including the destruction of over 2.5 million hectares of forest cover, a 35% rise in respiratory diseases in mining areas, and a projected cost of $2.3 billion annually to the economy. We'll read the full statement. We'll talk to UTAG. We'll do a lot on that during the show.
Okay, if you go to page 3, of the Daily Guide, the Attorney General, Godfrey Dame, has disclosed that there are some 850 accused persons currently standing trial in various courts across the country for Galamsey-related offences. He made the observation in his address as leader of the BAR, the 2024 Ghana Bar Association Annual General Conference in Kumasi. He indicated that, quote, in the teeth of the difficulty prosecutors encounter in the courts in the prosecution of illegal mining offences, the criminal division has enjoyed some success, even though there's still room for more to be done. From August 2021 to date, at least 76 persons, including 18 foreigners, have been convicted. And he says that all of this has happened. Okay, so he mentioned Aisha Huang, who was convicted on December 4 of offences committed between 2014 and 2016.
Send your word to private schools if you can afford it. President Akufo-Addo on free SHS. President Akufo-Addo has been defending his government's free senior high school policy amidst criticisms that the initiative is producing low quality students, thereby lowering education standards. He was speaking at the annual Ghana Bar Association conference in Kumasi on Monday, September 9, where he argued that the policy has benefited many underprivileged students and increased the number of enrollments in secondary schools. The president advised individuals who believe that quality does not meet their standards to enroll their wards in private institutions. However, he emphasized that his government remains committed to providing education to the underprivileged in society. Quote, people who can afford to pay fees for the education of their ward should send them to fee-paying private schools. Public schools funded by the taxpayer should be free to all who would otherwise be unable to pay for their education. This was in response to the Ghana Bar Association President's request for means testing,
and also
parents
for,
who can afford
for the
pay.
Emphasis to not just be on secondary but basic education.
Yes.
Now, I'm taking you back to politics. This story is in multiple platforms. Wale MPP primary rerun declared null and void after ballot sorting was disrupted. This is getting ridiculous. So there was confusion at the rerun of the MPP's Wale constituency primary on Monday, following the disruption of the ballot sorting, which led to the destruction of some ballot papers. The EC has declared the Monday voting as null and void. I'm reading the graphic online. The EC has therefore referred the decision to the MPP to take a decision on the way forward, since it was an internal party event to select a nominee to contest the December parliamentary election. This is getting out of hand. This is just a parliamentary primary of the same party. Let's hope it doesn't spill into the main election. Now, the process itself went smoothly after the venue for the primary had been changed earlier in the day during the sorting of the ballot papers. After the voting had ended around 4 p.m., someone snatched some ballot papers and attempted to vote with it. He reportedly destroyed the ballot papers, but the police intervened, collected the papers from him, and apprehended him. Some gunshots were heard, said to have been fired by the police as warning shots in an attempt to maintain sanity. The suspect is currently in police custody. The party executives then intervened to maintain calm, and the ballot papers were then transported to the police station for the press to continue. But then the Northeast Regional Director of the EC, Gabriel Menu, said the process started in the morning and everything went well, but because of what has happened, the process has to be truncated. I don't know if they'll vote again. If the party should just give us a name, I don't even know what they are going to do. Let's come back to you.
But Black Stars failed to shine against Niger. The Black Stars of Ghana recorded another disappointing result in the Morocco 2025 AFCON qualifiers, drawing 1-1 with Niger at the Stade Municipal de Berkane. Bekan in Morocco yesterday. Ghana opened the scores from an unlikely source, Ali Duseidu, who rifled home from over 25 yards to put behind the disappointment of the loss to Angola on home soil for 4 days ago. But instead of piling more pressure to secure the lead, a seemingly relaxed Black Stars team got a rude shock when the Nigerians cancelled the lead via an Umar Sako goal in the 81st minute. Oh!
Yeah, so 1-1.
When I heard go, I thought we had done the second one. I went to put on the TV.
So we have 1 point from a possible 6, but there are a few games to go. We'll see. I mean, the AFCON, I don't know.
Oh, Black Stars.
Charlie,
Black Stars.
somebody wrote Black Stars. Good at that.
Black Stars, we are going.
Anyway, if we go to the graphic business, feed milling industry in crisis.
Why?
Story says Ghana's feed milling industry struggles to maintain production capacity due to severe shortages and soaring of essential raw materials, particularly maize.
Oh, Lord.
From about 1,000 metric tons, the production capacity has dipped to about 700 metric tons. The ongoing drought has compounded the issue, driving maize prices up by 80% in just 8 months. Sharing further insights into the grievous developments in an exclusive interview in Accra, Eric Mantial, the executive secretary of the Association of Feed Millers of Ghana, said the industry relied heavily on maize, that's about 50 to 55%, and soya beans 30% for feed production. However, the drought has led to raw material unavailability, resulting in steep price hikes.
Now, a couple of stories for your attention on the economy.
Yes, please.
The attempt to raise money on the domestic market through treasury bills is not getting the expected results. T-bill targets missed for the 9th consecutive time. Auctions fall by 755 billion cedis. Now, dampening liquidity conditions on the market continue to weigh on the government auction target, as the government missed 755 million cedis on the money market this week. By the latest auction results from the central bank, the government secured 4.89 billion cedis of its short-term instrument against a target of 5.60 billion. Now, this represents a shortfall of, or an unsubscription of about 13.47%. And this is the 9th consecutive time. Now, for the 91-day treasury bill, then they give the details of this. Now, while this is going on, we understand that banks have begun to charge up to as much as $20 as fees on foreign currency accounts. Now, commercial banks have begun introducing charges on foreign exchange accounts after they suspended those fees under regulatory pressure. A few banks have already communicated the decision via text messages and email, informing clients that the new charges have been effected. The fees will vary based on currency type and the account balances, with some charges reaching as high as $20. Citi Business News has gathered that some dollar account holders have been charged a $5 fee for balances exceeding $100. These reintroduced charges are in addition to existing 3% charge on withdrawals. Now, it will be recalled that some commercial banks began processes in July 2024 to close personal foreign currency savings accounts, asking clients with such accounts to hold their foreign currency in e-wallets or current accounts. But the Ghana Association of Bankers said this was untrue. Now the banks have sent text messages down saying there will be new charges on holding. So just keep your money in Ghana cedis. Or go and buy land or something. Or pay somebody's school fees in a private school. Still on the economy.
They say job availability is up by 2.4% in the first half of 2024. Right. Story by Elam Desewu. Job availability, this is the Economy Times. Job availability in the country for the first half of 2024 has increased slightly by 2.4%, according to data from the Bank of Ghana. Number of jobs advertised in selected media, which partly gauges labor demand in the economy, remained largely unchanged in June 2024 relative to what was observed in the corresponding period a year ago. Details, Economy Times.
Let's end with this one. American actor James Earl Jones, best known for being the voice of Star Wars villain Darth Vader, died aged 93, lived a full life. I watched Roots, and in that movie,
he was Alex Haley, the older
Alex Haley's book.
Yes,
he acted, and then he was also the voice of This Is CNN. And he starred in dozens of films, including Field of Dreams, Coming to America, Conan the Barbarian, you remember the film, The Lion King, and of course, for those who know Star Wars, Darth Vader, his voice was really that one. Well, we wish him well, he and his family. May he rest in peace. Thank you, Nathan. Thank you, Caleb.
Thank you,
Citi Business News coming up next. Stay with us.
Oh, jump on now.
Go, the go. Google me. At what time will you come back where I don't hear the sound of your car? Why you buy new car?
No, I don't change my car. It be the same ride. It be the fuel way I change. Way one shouts it. Ever since I started using the all-new Excellium Premium Fuel, fortified with 3-in-1 action. Oh, Joe, now my car they run like electric car. No, it's so.
This is the type of fuel where they want to. Because now engine they cost. Where they want for way if I buy it, it go protect my engine. And with the small way I buy, I go drive, sir.
Absolutely. It's like strapping a turbocharger to your engine and giving it a protector. And what they bust my mindset be the 3-in-1 action, no? Excellium they prevent up to 99% of deposit. It be anti-wear, some be anti-corrosion. Won't pay when I open there.
Hey, so where can I find this magical fuel?
Just head over to any Total Energy service station and your car will thank you.
Hey, then make a finish my gobe fast, then rush go Total Energies. My friend, but why your hand my gobe inside?
I give you info. Make I feel the gobe too small.
Go.
Yo, Pana. Excellium is designed to protect your car engine, decrease fuel consumption, and lower CO2 emissions. Don't say fuel, say Excellium. Choose Excellium, choose quality.
Charlie, today the matter will catch me. I received urgent order from my online store. Customer wants 10 pieces sharp. But my wahala be delivery. Stress so me too. I no get order in weeks. So then I make slow. Charlie, I decide to deliver this thing myself. Quiet. I was willing to trust my small tired car like that. But boy, I no even leave my area where the whole place full of snow. Engine kaput, Pascal. As the boys they help me push the car off the road, where I look up and raise my head, where I see for Fidelity Bank billboard top. This too just be chapter. There's more ahead. Ebefa. Then Norma Vim come. Listen, I dog the sadness and find Okada fast. I deliver all the goods, collected my money, and even got referrals from this customer. Ebefa. At Fidelity Bank, we believe you can achieve your dreams. There's more ahead. Ebefa. Fidelity Bank. Believe with us.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
The Citi Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
7 o'clock, City Business News with Goyle, MTN, and Access Bank. Ilati is here with the news. Morning.
Good morning, Bernard. Hello to you out there. Welcome to the breakfast edition of City Business News on 97.3 Citi FM. It's proudly brought to you by MTN, Goyle, and Access Bank. Coming up this morning, our Greek investors to petition Ghana's international donors as destructive Galamsey activities deplete working capital and hectares of arable farmlands. Also, fresh cocoa season opens today with a new farm gate price, an announcement expected to boost incomes and livelihoods of cocoa farmers in the country. Plus, banks to engage regulators and industry players over customers' dissatisfaction following reintroduced maintenance fees and charges on foreign currency account. Details of these stories and more with me, Ni Lati. First, though, our Greek investors in the country are petitioning Ghana's international donors as destructive Galamsey activities deplete working capital and hectares of arable farmlands. Now, more than 1.2 million hectares of agricultural lands have been destroyed, causing alarm among agribusiness investors who fear losing their investors. The group, that's the Chamber of Agribusiness, has also hinted at plans to stage a demonstration urging the government to take decisive action to mitigate the impact of illegal mining. The following report has more.
Farmlands have not been spared as illegal miners continue to ravage the earth in search of natural resources like gold. This destruction is of great concern to the Chamber of Agribusiness, which says the devastation is hindering investment in the agricultural sector. Chief Executive Officer Anthony Morrison is calling for immediate action to reverse the trend.
people's investments have gone down the drain as a result of activities of this illegal mining and the Galamsey access. It's a call that we are actually working on this week. We intend to release a press statement, and after that followed up with a demonstration among the farmer front and the agribusiness front. We are losing quite a lot.
He adds that the chamber will soon launch various activities to pressure the president into taking swift action.
We will focus and look at what we want to do. We expect that we want to petition the UN, we want to petition the Food and Agriculture Organization, we want to petition the World Bank so that they talk to the president, because at the end of the day, we are suffering. We business people are suffering.
Anthony Morrison also expressed concerns about the potential prohibition of agricultural exports from Ghana if the situation continues unchecked.
The European Union have the food of forest origin regulations looking at traceability, sustainability and certification and licensing and all that, looking at chemicalization and so toxification. So there is a lot that is being done by other major trading partners to protect their citizens from harmful food.
CEO of the Chamber of Agribusiness, Anthony Morrison, ending that report. Still in the agricultural sector, because the Ghana Cocoa Board is assuring of a better pricing regime that would boost the incomes and livelihoods of farmers as the new crop season begins today. This comes as farmers are making a strong case for attractive pricing as the sector is struggling with an increasing cost of farming and adverse implication of illegal mining activities, among others. The new crop season is also expected to announce the producer price for cocoa. Joseph Boyne Edu, a CEO of Ghana Cocoa Board.
It's going to be better than what they are having now. The 2023-2024 crop season ended just last month. Well, we started on the 8th of September 2023 to end 31st of August 2024. And within that period, initially, we gave the farmer a producer price of 1,308 Ghana cedis per bag, which translates to 20,928 Ghana cedis per ton. And then April this year, within the same crop season, we raised the price up again. Within the year, the same crop year, we raised it to 2,070 Ghana cedis. That's which translates to 33,000 Ghana cedis. So that season has ended. And once you are entering a new season, that new season should come with its own price. So definitely there will be a new price, which definitely will be better.
Joseph Boyne Edu, a CEO of Ghana Cocoa Board. Now, some commercial banks in the country have begun reintroducing charges on foreign exchange accounts after they suspended these fees under regulatory pressure. The banks are now saying that they are engaging regulators and industry players over customers' dissatisfaction. But what has accounted for this reintroduction? More in the following Newsdesk report.
Some of these banks have already communicated a decision via text message and email informing clients that the new charges have been effected. The fees will vary based on currency type and account balance, with some charges reaching up to $20. What CNR Business has gathered is that some dollar account holders have been charged a $5 fee for balances exceeding $100. These reintroduced charges are in addition to the existing 3% charge on withdrawals. It will be recalled that 2 months ago, some commercial banks began processes to close their personal foreign currency savings account, asking clients with such accounts to hold their foreign currencies in e-wallets, current accounts. But the Ghana Association of Banks said that was untrue. These moves by the banks have been driven by the Bank of Ghana's recent decision to increase the cash reserve ratio, which now mandates banks to hold a higher portion of foreign exchange reserves in cedis. This regulatory directive by the central bank has imposed significant costs on banks who have no option but to charge some of these expenses funds of depositors.
A Newsdesk report. Isn't it a better time to take you to the forex market to check the performance of the cedi? The dollar could be sold to you today at 16 cedis 25 pesos. The British pound at 21 cedis 20 pesos. That of the euro going for 17 cedis 40 pesos. You are still listening to the breakfast edition of Citi Business News on 97.3 Citi FM. Let's bring you some more stories. And market analysts are projecting a slight uptick in inflation for the month of August, despite the drop in July. Inflation currently stands at 20.9%. They attribute this development to the fast rate of the cedi depreciation against the dollar. The prediction comes ahead of the Ghana Statistical Services, a monthly report on inflation expected to be announced tomorrow. In an interview with Citi Business News, economist and fixed income analyst Wilson Zilevu revealed that subsequent months until the end of the year are likely to experience a downward trend. He explains why.
In August, we expect a slight uptick in inflation, largely due to a low base effect and basically some slight increases in non-food items stemming from, the cedi's volatility or depreciation of the cedi. From August ongoing, we expect the disinflation trend to continue, especially considering the fact that the BOG has created some kind of centralized platform for all forex bureaus, some kind of price guidance. So we expect that this should stabilize the cedi a bit, should also ease investors of speculations on the cedi, or speculations for dollar, then it should ease pressure on the cedi going forward.
You heard economist and fixed income analyst Wilson Zilevu speaking there. Now, the aggrieved Gold Coast Fund customers have revealed that their leadership is collaborating with the Securities and Exchange Commission to ensure a smooth disbursement of funds released by the Ministry of Finance. Last month, Sector Minister Dr. Mohammed Amin Adam announced that 700 million Ghana cedis has been released to compensate customers whose investments were locked in various fund management companies. Convener for the group, Charles Nyame, tells Citi Business News that SEC must stick to the agreed timelines for the disbursement processes.
The conversation that leadership we had with the Securities and Exchange Commission as of Friday, we are expecting two things in this week. That is, Securities and Exchange Commission should come out with clear directives on the payment. And the other thing that we're expecting is the GCB should hold creditors meeting with the beneficiaries of this release to inform them how they could access this money. So if that happens this week, then we are rest assured that customers would be able to cash their money from either this week or next week. And we hope that the things that we have discussed with the timelines for customers to get money within this month should be adhered to by the Securities and Exchange Commission.
Charles Nyame is the convener for the aggrieved Gold Coast Fund customers. And that's it for the breakfast edition of Citi Business News on 97.3 Citi FM. It was proudly brought to you by MTN, Goyle and Access Bank. For more stories, you can visit our website, citinewsroom.com/business. My name is Neil Lati. Do have a good business day.
For over 60 years, Good Energy has served you top quality fuels. Goyle brings you Super XP for a smooth ride. It is available in Goyle stations nationwide. Goyle Super XP is fortified with special additives which help your engine perform better and use less fuel. Goyle Super XP is quality fuel, the ideal choice for most vehicles. Energize your ride with Goyle Super XP. Who feel ya? Huh? Who be feel? Good energy. Joy,
You see them. You see them every day in our communities, doing what they do best to make a difference in the lives of people. You see them. You see them bring positive transformation to the lives of people in the areas of education, health, and economic empowerment. While many will see them and turn their faces away, you see them. You see their efforts and you know they're heroes who deserve to be celebrated. MTN Heroes of Change is setting out to unearth and to celebrate a new set of heroes. You can throw the light on the heroes you see in your community by nominating them to win 100,000 Ghana cedis and other prizes to help them expand their work. Just fill an online nomination form at mtn.com.gh or send a WhatsApp with a 1-minute video of your nominee's project on 055 141 1122. Deadline for nominations is 18th October 2024, so don't waste time. Nominate your hero now. MTN Heroes of Change. Be the change you wish to see.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi 97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi 973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi 973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
12 minutes past 7. Citi Business News was brought to you by Goil. Good energy brings you Goil Super XP, the ideal choice for most vehicles. It's flowing wah. At many Goil stations, go fuel up your vehicle and enjoy the smooth ride. Fortified with special additives that gives longevity to your vehicle, makes your engine perform to the max using minimal fuel. As you journey on the road, look out for the Goil station with Super XP sign and fuel up now. Goil, good energy. Go, yeah, dear. It's also brought to you by MTN. Are you an SME looking to manage communication cost effectively? MTN's SME Plus offers flexible prepaid packages, classic, super, or premium that include talk time, SMS, data, and voice services. Enjoy free on-net calls every Monday from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Dial star 5060 hash to subscribe today. Call 0244308111. Hashtag let's do business together. Mr. Gwenabu is back.
Bernard, yesterday, let me just tell you a quick story. So yesterday, I went to class and I had one of my classmates listening to us.
Yes.
And it was like, where's Bernard?
Mr. Gwenabu. It's the song.
Make I explain my body sound.
It's not
no
you.
Evidence.
It's the song. Yes. And kickoff is brought to us by Zonda. In a world where dreams are the driving force, a company stands out as the hope of transformation. Zonda Ghana Limited, your one-stop shop for quality trucks like Shantui bulldozers, excavators, graders, payloaders, rollers, sport pickups, TX trucks, and more. At Zonda Ghana, we not only create opportunity, we empower people and provide top-notch after-sales support. We have 7 branches across the country. Our head office is off the Tema Flower Road, close to the Free Zones Enclave. Call Zonda on 0501 772 222. Zonda, built in Ghana, building Ghana.
But what can Niger do from this corner? They've trailed for the entirety of this second half. Just one shot on target all half. A little bit of a scramble in the area, and it's into the back of the net, and Niger have equalised, and Ghana are being pegged back with 10 minutes left of the game, and Umar Sako.
So Gabi Ofe is taking it up. Gabi.
All right, and the Manas of Niger were the happiest of the two countries who faced off yesterday in the match day 2 encounter of the AFCON qualifiers in Morocco. Not a start the Black Stars would have hoped for. It's 2 games, so 1 point out of a possible 6 for Tuado. We'll get to hear from the head coach. Plus, we look ahead to some of the matches coming up later today in the 2025 AFCON qualifiers. And then we take you to the Parc Olympique Lyonnais.
A good football this from France. And it's a brilliant second goal. Ousmane Dembele strikes. France strike. And this refresh lineup from Ligue is starting to produce.
And so Randa, Colomwani and Ousmane Dembele scored the goals as France bounced back from a home loss to Italy at the weekend by beating Belgium 2-0 in the UEFA Nations League last night. More results from the Nations League, plus some other news coming up in a bit. My name is Gabi Ofe, and let's start off today's update from the 2025 AFCON qualifiers. Alright, and so it was match day 2 of the AFCON qualifiers. Some results from the games played. Yesterday, Burundi lost to Senegal by a goal to 0. So what it means for the Teranga Lions is that they have 4 points from the 2 games played. Equatorial Guinea and Togo played out a 2-2 draw. Madagascar also played out a 1-1 draw with Comoros. Uganda beat Congo by 2 goals to 0. Ethiopia lost to DR Congo by 2-0. Angola beat Sudan by 2-1. Niger and Ghana played out a 1-0 draw at the Stade Municipal de Beken. Ali Disieri gave Ghana the lead in the 44th minute, and the Nigerians pegged back later in the second half through Umar Sako. Let's hear from Coach Otuado, who says he's not satisfied with Ghana's poor start to the AFCON qualifying series.
Satisfied to result?
Definitely not. I'm not satisfied at all. Sure. I'm really disappointed, to be honest. We talked and we trained set pieces. We talked about situations which could happen, and the way they defended in the last 10 minutes was really bad. I think in general we have the game under control. We allow sometimes some counter situations where we don't close the gaps really well. And then we got the lead. I think from that point things were easier. Also in the second half we changed some positions and some.
So that's Coach Otuado, Black Stars head coach, speaking there. Well, Group F is shaping up really nice, and after yesterday's game, Angola top with 6 points, 3 goals. 3 goals scored and 1 conceded. Sudan 3 points, 2 goals scored, 2 conceded. Ghana 1 point, 1 goal scored, 2 conceded, same as Niger, who also got 1 point. The Black Stars will return in October next month for the next set of games against Sudan, home and away. And the home tie will be played on October 11 and the away tie on October 15. Here's Coach Otuado once again sharing his thoughts on facing the Sudanese.
Yeah, however the result is, if Sudan wins, they have 6 points. Angola 3. If Angola wins, they have 6 points. Sudan 3. If you take a draw, they have 4 points. So it's still possible, but we have to improve. We have to improve much. We have to improve to use our chances and also to defend better in detail and to allow less. And like I said, the goals are too cheap, and we have to grow from this. We have to learn from this. This is even more than a wake-up call. I'm really disappointed.
All right, so that's Black Stars head coach Otuado speaking there. Well, some more games coming up later today in the AFCON qualifiers at 1 p.m. Botswana will play Egypt. Swatini take on Mali. Mozambique will play Guinea-Bissau. Rwanda is up against Nigeria. South Sudan take on South Africa. And later at 4 p.m. Gabon will face Central African Republic. Guinea take on Tanzania. Liberia v Algeria. Namibia take on Kenya. Zimbabwe will play Cameroon. For the 7 p.m. batch of matches, there is Benin taking on Libya, Burkina Faso v Malawi rather, and Cape Verde will play Mauritania. Chad take on Ivory Coast, and Zambia will play Sierra Leone in the 2025 AFCON qualifiers. All right, so now let's do some Ghana Premier League news now. And after just match day 1, some Heartful fans expressed their displeasure at the Accra Sports Stadium on Sunday, booing the team and demanding the dismissal of head coach Abubakar Ouattara. Now, their frustration followed the team's 1-0 defeat to newly promoted side Basake Holy Stars. And reacting to that is Elvis Herman Hesse.
I think it was an unexpected result. We never expected to lose against Basake because if you look at the records, for instance, Hearts of Oak hardly loses against a newly promoted GPL side. So the loss was very unfortunate, but all is not lost. I think that the supporters were impatient yesterday because they never expected after a very good preseason, they were not expecting that kind of a result. But we can only appeal to the supporters to remain calm. We would engage the management and the technical team and then look at the way forward.
All right, so that's Elvis Herman Hesse. He's the chairman of the National Chapters Committee for Accra Hearts of Oak. We take it to Europe, and Arsenal captain Martin Odegaard looks certain to make Sunday's North London derby at the start of a tough week for the Gunners after suffering an ankle injury on international duty for Norway. Odegaard was carried off the pitch after injuring his ankle during the Nations League game with Austria. Some result from the Nations League: France bounced back to ensure they remain unbeaten against Belgium in competitive international football, notching a 2-0 victory at that throws League A, Group 1 of the Nations League wide open. Italy extended their unbeaten record to 6 matches against Israel after a 2-1 away win at the Borsig Arena in Budapest. While Norway also recorded just a second win of 2024 to kickstart their UEFA Nations League Group B campaign into action, defeating visitors 2-1, that's Austria, in Oslo, thanks to Erling Haaland, who scored a trademark second-half winner. The games coming up later today, Hungary will play Bosnia, and at 6:45 p.m. Netherlands take on Germany. Czech Republic is up against Ukraine, and England will face Finland. For England, Captain Harry Kane will become just the 10th man to take on or to make 100 appearances when the Three Lions face Finland tonight.
I feel in really good shape. I feel both physically and mentally, at a peak in my career. And I think, just watching other players, like watching Ronaldo score his 901st goal yesterday and seeing him compete at, I think, 38 or 39 years old, just inspires me to play for as long as possible. I love this game. I love representing England more than anything. And I don't want it to end anytime soon. So, for me personally now, it's just about continuing to improve and be consistent, and both in an England shirt and at club level, and that's what I'd always do. And who knows, how many caps I can get or how many goals I can get, but I'm hungry for more, and I'm determined to keep pushing the boundaries.
All right, so that's England forward Harry Kane speaking there. We touch on some tennis, and Jack Draper's superb run at the US Open semi-finals has been rewarded with his first ever entry into the world's top 20, and he was had a very good run at the just ended US Open, and eventually lost to champion Yannick Sinner in straight sets in the last 4 at the Flushing Meadows, which marked the first time a British man has progressed to that stage of the US Open since Andy Murray won the title in 2012. All right, so that's the latest for kickoff this morning. For more, you can head to citisportsonline.com and on X at City Sports GT. Back later at 5 p.m. with Sport Flash. Kickoff was proudly brought to you by Shell, Lesheho, and Zonda JH. My name is Gabi Ofe. Enjoy the rest of your day. Do take care and bye-bye.
Guys, Charlie, you know that mining contract I've been chasing for years now? I just got awarded the deal, but the issue is where to get the right and quality heavy-duty trucks to execute this job here in Ghana.
Relax, my guy. Remember my recent construction deal at Pokwase? Zonda sorted me out.
Zonda? What? Who is that?
Zonda Tech Ghana Limited is your one-stop shop for machinery, heavy and light-duty trucks, and pickups. They have the Shantui bulldozers, graders, payloaders, rollers, poor pickups, 4 land light trucks, TX trucks, and oil tanks. Made and assembled right here in Ghana with top-notch after-sale service and standard prices.
Made in Ghana. This is amazing.
You haven't seen my Zonda Power pickup, which I take to the office. Strong, durable, and tough on our roads.
Hey, that's from Zonda too?
Absolutely. Zonda is the right place for you, my guy.
Oh, now I am sorted with Zonda. Zonda Tech Ghana Limited, your solution for heavy and light-duty trucks. Located at Tema, off their Flower Road. Call 0501-772-222 or 0501-773-333. Zonda, built in Ghana, building Ghana.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
Why do you allow cough, cold, and flu to ruin your happiness? You need Samalin Cough Syrup. Samalin Cough Syrup will relieve you and your family from coughs, cold, and flu. Samalin offers a whole range that provides relief for the entire family. Insist on your Samalin in pharmacies and over-the-counter medicine sellers. Samalin Cough Syrup from Danex I-Tin Starwin PLC. If symptoms persist after 48 hours, consult a physician. This advert is FDA approved.
Hey, is that Cuckoo? Hey, you've grown into a big boy, oh!
Even Momo is 15 years old.
It still feels like yesterday when we were fumbling with cash and worrying about the way money moves.
Say it again. Now I send money to my AC in the village, pay bills, save money, loan so kakra, investment kakra, at the Momo app.
Shit. How do you think I get the small coins from my bugger bag?
To celebrate 15 years of Momo, you too can win awesome prizes in the Momo at 15 Rewards promo. Just download the new My Momo app, continue to transfer and make payments, and you could be one of the 15 lucky winners of 15,000 Ghana cedis and 150 lucky winners of 1,500 Ghana cedis each. So, Ghana, keep celebrating Momo at 15. Offer runs from now till November. T's and C's apply. MTN.
Channel 1 TV is live on DSTV, GoTV, and HD+. On DSTV, find us on Channel 363. On GoTV, we're on Channel 117. And on HD+, get us on Channel 108. On a digital TV, run a new search. But take note that without an antenna, you cannot access Channel 1 TV. Channel 1 TV can be accessed on any free-to-air digital box, like the DSTV and HD+ boxes. Channel 1 TV, telling your story, empowering change.
Beyond every boardroom is a story waiting to be written. A story of a business and its potential, of a community that thrives, a hospital that serves, and energy that powers millions of dreams. It's a story that only gets better with a partner that has the expertise and solutions to make it a reality. At Absa Corporate and Investment Banking, we are invested in your story, and we invite you to write it with us because your story matters. Absa. Authorized FSP and registered credit provider.
We started with a vision of a future where innovation is at the forefront of business operations in Ghana. We saw a world where technology is no longer just a tool, but a seamless extension of our lives, making business processes easier, faster, and more efficient. 10 years later, over 3,000 successfully implemented solutions to customers across Ghana and Africa. Tennessee has solidified her spot as the leading IT solution company in Africa. It is indeed beyond our dreams. We celebrate 10 years of tenacity, mastery, and leadership. Happy 10th anniversary to Tennessee Professional Services.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is Citi 97.3.
The health and nutrition segment is next and is proudly brought to you by Sankofa Natural Spices.
Welcome back to Health Secrets with me, Dr. Simi, brought to you by Sankofa Natural Spices. Today we look at a common spice called red chili pepper, mekoyirawa. Mekoyirawa is rich in phenolics, alkaloids, carotenoids, among others. Mekoyirawa is a good source of vitamin A and vitamin C. Red chili pepper mekoyirawa, when eaten in right amount, may improve outcomes in stomach ulcer. However, in exaggerated or copious amounts, it may actually worsen heartburns and stomach ulcers. For an improved diet, a tasty, nutritious diet, a healthy diet, health promotive diet, add some chili pepper to your food today.
Sankofa Natural Spices are made in Ghana with only natural ingredients with your health in mind. DDA.
The health and nutrition segment was brought to you by Sankofa Natural Spices.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation. The Citi Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
It has been said that when either a man or a woman vow the vow for Nazarite, no scissors nor razors shall be upon his head, as this is said by the kings of kings and lords of lords, or imperial majesty. The Babylon of
97.3.
We hold the Rasta go tear down Babylon. The Rasta go tear down Babylon. I go tear down Babylon. The Rasta go tear down Babylon. Babylon we boy. Babylon we boy.
Let us also not forget in haste that Galamsey is still with us and wreaking havoc on our forest, water bodies, and the livelihoods of thousands of families whose farmlands and crops have been affected. Galamsey or illegal mining is still a topical issue that deserves comment. The harmful effects of Galamsey are all around us. Last year, I mentioned a statement from the Pediatric Society of Ghana in which its president, Dr. John A. Appiah, has established from their studies of how the Galamsey menace is contributing to deaths among children, as well as cognitive deficits which affect their school performance and suspected to cause congenital malformations. To make matters worse, the Ghana Water Company Limited in the Central Region recently released a statement dated 31st August 2024 with the heading, Water Supply Challenges Emanating from Illegal Mining Activities, in which it announced water supply challenges within Cape Coast, Elmina, and surrounding communities, resulting from a demand-supply gap as a result of inadequate raw water received at the Secrehimine Water Treatment Plant as a result of Galamsey. And there are several stories like this reported in the media about the raging menace of illegal mining. On 2nd September 2024, my joint online also reported that the Ghana Water Company Ashanti Region has forewarned that residents in Obuase and adjoining communities face a looming water shortage as illegal mining activities continue to ravage water bodies in the area due to the pollution of the Odaso River. Similar stories have been reported in other regions. There are fears that Ghana will be facing a water crisis soon require importation of drinking water. Some recent reported visit by some popular journalists in Ghana to some of our major rivers with accompanying pictorial and video evidence show that these major rivers across the country have been polluted, showing impunity and lawlessness of those actively destroying our lands and rivers and their equally shameless financiers. Despite the efforts and assurance of government to deal with the menace, there appears to be a consensus that not much has been done to effectively and roundly deal with it. To be blunt, things are getting worse. As an issue which poses an existential threat to our nation so severe that His Excellency the President put his presidency on the line, unfortunately, has degenerated into a political football match between the major political parties as to who polluted the water the most. It was quite shocking and most regrettable when a member of the leadership of Parliament on the floor of Parliament stated that the minority party during this period in government polluted the waters of Ghana more than the ruling party. Such a responsible statement by a member of Parliament is symptomatic of the malaise affecting our dear nation. Every issue must be reduced to partisan point scoring while our nations bleeds dry. It reveals an uncaring political elite only interested in holding lofty positions in government. The anecdotal evidence that Galamsey is controlled by powerful interests in Ghana cannot be ignored. The state must be honest and deal with the real powers behind this menace. We cannot deal with Galamsey by organizing public fora and making noise on our airwaves. We will be playing the ostrich without future if we pretend as we are now. The government must be honest and bold and fish out this evil access of powerful interests engaged in a wanton destruction of our environment and deal with them decisively, irrespective of the status of the individuals involved.
the political will to aggressively go after Galamsey and nip it in the bud. Unfortunately, he did not live up to the bidding. He did not live up to the expectation. I mean, most of his own appointees have been caught one way or the other, or they've been complicit in Galamsey. What has he had to say in all those instances? Unfortunately, rather bizarre, he has come on the defense, virtually to shield them. And that for me is quite problematic. You are the president of the country. You have declared Galamsey as a national security threat. You have deployed resources. And so if your own appointees, if your own party people are caught in this whole same activity, you must be the first person not only to name and shame them, but to prosecute them. Unfortunately, he is always on the defense. And so for me, the president's handling of Galamsey is very bizarre, very disappointing. And I believe that we ought to go back to the table and ensure that we re-strategize.
We have failed in fighting the illegal mining. So it has become very difficult to distinguish what is legal small-scale mining and illegal small-scale mining. And as happened in 2017, we believe that the best thing to do at this point is to just stop all kinds of small-scale mining and then get back to the drawing board and see how best to address this situation. So that's why we think that there should be a nationwide ban, not only on mining but also on prospecting, because some of the distractions that are going on in the forest reserves, for example, are in the name of prospecting for gold and other minerals. And so we believe that there should be a complete ban on this. We believe that doing this shouldn't take long. So by the end of the month, at least they should be able to take this decisive decision. And if it doesn't happen, then our members are ready to lay their tools.
Neither this is the time when children and fathers listening most.
So you heard earlier on, President of the Ghana Bar Association speaking at the 2024 Bar Conference, Secretary General of the Mine Workers Union, and then the National President of the University Teachers Association. More voices. Ban Galamsey, stop it now. We're doing a couple of interviews this morning. Following our call yesterday for associational life to join the clarion call against Galamsey, UTAG released a statement. And they are calling for an immediate nationwide ban on mining and prospecting for gold and other minerals in forest reserves, farms and rivers. According to the statement, they are adding their voice to the fight against illegal mining, commonly referred to as Galamsey, and general mining in forests, which has devastated Ghana's water bodies and agricultural lands. Numerous scholars have described the state-led efforts to combat Galamsey in the Fourth Republic as, quote, failed and corruption-infested militarized battles, unquote. Given the current alarming state of illegal mining in the country, these critiques are difficult to dispute. UTAG is calling for a total ban on Galamsey now. The time for action is now. All forms of small-scale mining must be banned immediately, they say. UTAG has taken this permanent stance against Galamsey and will use every opportunity or every constitutionally available tool to ensure compliance, because government-led initiatives like Operation Vanguard, Operation Flash Out and other state-led efforts have been monumental failures. The data shows that small-scale mining has negatively affected Ghanaians and instead has evolved into a tool for economic empowerment for the political class, chieftaincy leaders and the elite. It does not appear that the rigid and bold stance of some traditional leaders like Dosantini or Otunfosetu II against this menace would yield the desired results, with the carnage currently on the rise. So let's arise as a nation to protect the little we have left, safeguard the future of our youth, and chart a sustainable path to development. Therefore, we are calling on the Ghanaian people to support the call for a complete ban on mining in our forest reserves, farms and water bodies. UTAG will join all labor unions in Ghana to act decisively to ensure that the right thing is done. If this is not done by the end of September 2024, we will embark on a nationwide industrial action. We've taken this principled stance against Galamsey because our lives depend on it. We shall not waive our demand for the complete and total ban of Galamsey. It's time to ban Galamsey and ban it for good. Hashtag ban Galamsey now. Hashtag save our land. Hashtag protect our future. Hashtag Ghana first. Now, the signatures, gentlemen, are pretty indicative. So you have Professor Mahmudu Akudugu, UTAG National President. Dr. Jerry Opoku Ansa, President UCC UTAG. Professor Ransford E.V. Jampo, President UTAG UG. Professor Eric K.K. Abavari, UTAG KNUST. Dr. Joseph Wilfan or Woolifan, President SDD UBIDS. So that's SD Dombo University.
Yes.
Professor Ofosu E. Entry, President UTAG for UNER. Dr. Gregory Abe Ikpeng, President UTAG of CKT Tedam. Dr. Eric Nibo Wia, President UTAG UMAT. Dr. Felix Nyande, UTAG President UHAS. Dr. Andrew Manoba Limantol, UTAG Vice President UESD. Stephen Osei Echang, UTAG President UEW. And Dr. Laurentia Ejepong, UTAG President Unimac. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12
Freedom fighters
signatories. Are we making progress? Well, it's just a start. Bring you a couple of quick announcements and then we jump back into the conversation. The Mine Workers Union is also saying that government has to ban illegal mining immediately.
And the king that sit not upon a golden throne.
Now, when you insist on quality in life, every choice matters. That's why Bell Pack Paper Tissue is the perfect companion for those who demand the best. Bell Pack Paper Tissue offers the softness and strength you need for every occasion, from toilet rolls and kitchen towels to pocket and facial tissues. Bell Pack has you covered. Bell Pack Tissue lasts longer and saves you money. Make the switch today and enjoy the ideal paper tissue with Bell Pack. Bell Pack, just wipe it. For bulk distribution, please call 055 1144 400. Bell Pack Tissues, another quality product from Bell Aqua. So, are you satisfied with the public service delivery? Are you aware of any wrongdoing or irregular occurrence in any public institution? As a taxpayer, how can you help? The Auditor General holds public institutions accountable. The Auditor General and the Ghana Audit Service invite you to engage with them through the Citizen Eye mobile application. What it does is it allows citizens and non-citizens to report suspected cases of poor service delivery at hospitals and other public establishments, mismanagement of public resources, abuse of government property, fraud, wastage, etc., etc. We give you assurance that your identity will be protected always, so reports captured from the app will inform the Auditor General on which areas of public service delivery require his urgent attention for corrective actions. Download Citizen Eye mobile app on Google Play Store and App Store. If you want to access the application on your browser, do that via www.audit.gov.gh. The Citizen Eye mobile application is powered by the Ghana Audit Service with support from the German Federal Ministry for Economic Cooperation and Development and Swiss State Secretariat for Economic Affairs through GIZ. Citizen Eye, speak up, your silence may hurt us all.
I tear down Babylon. The Rasta go tear down Babylon.
Now, if you are ready to make every moment count, then you need a Stanbic card to make all of that happen. This is it. Talk to Stanbic on 0302-815-789 and get to enjoy their cards that will give you great things to enjoy. Weekend getaways or getting something special for someone you love. Or visit stanbicbank.com.gh to find out more. If you want a British degree at a fraction of the cost and you want find the finance faculty trained to UK standards at the campus, then it is Lancaster University Ghana you should be speaking to. They've got great programs for you, and you also get a 50% scholarship for your degree at their Ghana campus. Call them on 020-960-7008 or send an email admissions@lancaster.edu.gh. Lancaster University Ghana, the only British unique campus in West Africa. Ashform is here. They are giving you a wide range of sofas and couches to fit in every corner and space space of your living room or balcony. Call them on 0243 200 729, and remember that you get free delivery to your doorsteps, but be mindful of internet fraudsters. Be an Ash Foamer now. Ash Foam, feel it, know it.
Yes, you, Mr. Politician. We're not blind, we're seeing you. You use the people's mystery for your prey, and you use why you their business. Now I want you to tell me what's up now in the new millennium. How long this will continue? And how long we believe you have a loss? I wonder why politicians them won't go away. Rasta can't get no peace in this land. I wonder why politicians them won't go away. Rasta can't get no peace on the land. Rasta children run them way, drive them way. When them come talk about election, I have been run them way, drive them way. When them come talk about election, I wonder why the old thief them won't go away. Can't get no peace in a yard. I wonder why old PJ won't go away. Can't get no peace down a yard. I told them, run them way, run them way. When them come talk about election, I know feel with that run them way. I have been give run them way. When them run come talk about election, Eddie, I wonder why politicians them won't go away.
10 minutes to 8 on the Citi Breakfast Show. Couple of things to say before we back in the Galamsey discussion. Yesterday we got a couple of calls around a burst pipe on the motorway. We understand it's been fixed.
Nice.
Meanwhile, this morning, a listener is complaining. He says, Bena, we know there's traffic, but the kind of traffic that the construction of the Abusil Okain Mosque area is causing is rather unbearable. We've been here for 30 minutes, no movement. Now, I used this road middle of August. I was going to Choco, and I decided to use the Abusil Okain roundabout.
Hey.
And I was around 6 p.m. It was pretty dire because getting to the mosque area took me almost 25 minutes. Wow. But this was like 3 or 4 weeks ago. This gentleman, I think, is coming from Kolebu side.
Yes.
And I don't know if you use that road.
No, these days I just come through Accra. I don't even.
Oh, you don't even want to? Oh,
no, I don't even try.
Yeah. That project.
But they are working 24 hours now.
They are working. My only worry is, we need better traffic management.
Yes.
Godfrey, I keep saying this. I went to the UK for 2 weeks. I'm driving somewhere in the Midlands, and then I see a yellow signboard. This road will be partially closed between 12 and 15 September for road works.
You plan?
Bro, and this is like end of August. Right here, you wake up one morning, baby. Nobody tells you anything.
Yeah. So, like yesterday, on my way home from the office, I use that route when I use the Kanishi side when I'm going home.
Yeah.
So I get there and there's traffic. Why?
Nobody tells you.
Yeah, they've moved those coming from Kaswa
onto those going
onto the other route. So it's become 1 week.
Meanwhile, this thing should have been announced.
So we are just packed.
But you know what happens? You see, when you see these types of things, I think what it tells you is that generally speaking, we are not serious. We are governed very badly, and the contractors, the engineers, the architects,
consultants,
they are learning from the bad governance everywhere. So nobody gives you any prior warning of anything. The other thing I noticed, look, road markings. Look, if you are serious about road safety, you cannot have a road that is not properly marked or properly lit with like
reflectors.
Every 10 meters you drive in the United Kingdom, they are communicating to you. Yeah. There's a road sign, there's a hard shoulder. Yeah. They tell you that there's basically the state tells you I'm present. Speed cameras are here. Yeah. Here in Ghana, you can drive for hours.
You don't feel the state.
They just do asphalt. They just put asphalt on the road and then people just drive on it. There's no communication between the state and you as to whether you should drive this way or that way, whether there are kids crossing. Yes. And I feel like this is not, you don't really need, some of it is just common sense. Some of it is common sense. It's we and I also think it's like, how do I put it? Impunity. Okay, because you cannot just build a road and just leave it like that. No marking, nothing. No sense of responsibility to put any reflector on the road. And you're driving at night, there's a part of the road that's caving in, there's another part that's branching out.
It just throws you off.
Nothing. They just leave it, basically just go and die. I don't know whether we need class actions, we need to do there's obviously something wrong with the mindset of the Ghanaian. And it doesn't matter whether he goes to Tech or Legon or Accra Poly or UCC or whether he's uneducated. There's something wrong with the way he thinks. That means that he can be a first class engineer. Somehow when you give him a project to do to manage a road, he becomes selfish, he becomes uncaring, he becomes irresponsible. You can tell the quality of standards in a country just by driving on the road. You drive for many kilometers, there's no street marking, nothing. And you expect people. Yesterday we are told 10 people died in an accident on the Mim-Goso road. 10 people. Chances are there was no street light, there was no street marking, there were probably potholes, and we live with it normally. I am saying there's a problem with our mindset. It just that I don't get it. Construction ethics. I mean, where was I someday and a truck came to pour sand on the road because they are coming to build a shop. You're on the Kanda Highway, it happens very often. Somebody comes to pour sand, and this road is just two lanes. He pours gravel on one lane,
and they usually will pour it at the best part of the road and leave the pothole for you to drive on. And I think
that's not bad enough. There's police, there's assemblies, they don't do nothing. How do we live? How are we trained? What kind of food do we eat? That we don't know the common things to do, the basic things to do to make people say we will not do it. How do you build a road and don't put street markings on it and expect people not to die? What type of society are we creating? What kind of future? How do we think? How do we think? You don't even have to travel to Europe. You go to places like Rwanda,
Benin.
People are doing it. We are just here every day. We are talking about votes and things. We can't even manage a road construction project in a way. Chaos everywhere. They live when they are building the road. Somehow it's like they're doing you a favor. They don't make any announcements. No respect for the rights of their driver. So the contractor can choose to do. Meanwhile, the Chinese guy who's doing that thing, when he's doing it in his country, he won't do it that way. But when he comes to Ghana, you are teaching him all that because you disrespect your own people. So you do a road construction. When it rains, the whole place is a mess. There's no sense of neatness. Police is waiting behind traffic light to catch you and ask you you've crossed red light instead of helping to solve a problem.
Notice there's hardly ever pedestrian walkways.
We are not part of the consideration.
No, those who walk there, they don't even respect you. They don't consider you.
Why? We need to talk about these things. Now they are doing motorway road construction. They've cut trees wantonly. How do you look? We have become so shameless that you are expanding the motorway and the expansion goes to the front of somebody's house. In any serious country, how do you have a motorway which passes in front of somebody's house? I drive on the motorway, there's no marking. How do you have a motorway with no marking? How do you have there's no marking? And people are collecting salary. People say they go to school. They don't know anything. Either they know it but they are wicked. You have a motorway with no road marking. And then when the concrete road gets potholed, you pour asphalt in it. You don't give any warnings. You don't do any street markings. How? So when you went to Tech to do engineering, what did you learn? Is it just how to calculate? What is education? So is education just knowing how to? Do you understand? How do you build something that does not make people's lives better? Do you need a $10 billion project before you can put a marking on the motorway to tell us where to turn? And then you cut down all the trees on the motorway, left and right and center, that you are expanding. We wake up one morning and we see boulders on the road. We are doing motorway expansion, so we should clap for you. How? When you travel to other countries, is that how they build roads? When you travel to other countries, the countries that you go to do vacation, is that how they build roads? When you go to Dubai to go and buy that cheap perfume, is that how they build roads that in that country you go to? Let's wake up and stop this. Every day, people are derelicted. Every day, nobody wants to wake up and be serious with his work. How can a serious country have roads with no markings? In the night, people are driving, they can't see. Then people are shining their high beams.
Yeah.
Then you report in the front page of the Ghanaian Times, 10 people die at MIM, and then we read it and go and sleep. That whole generation will be destroyed. That whole generation, they are evil people. I'm telling you, a whole generation of people who have no value for life. All they want is to make money and go for big funerals. Shame on us that you can't even have common, proper construction practice. How can you build a road without putting a street marking on it? Why do you call it a road? What were you trained in school to do? Then because you've paid a bribe to somebody, everybody's happy, and then you go and give a tithe in church, God punish you. What kind of society are we building? That you don't value people's lives. You can't even ensure that when people drive on the road is now a death trap. When they go on the road, they are praying that they come back home alive.
Yeah.
Because there's no light, there's no marking, nobody cares. Nobody sweeps the streets. People are unemployed. You have roads where there's silt on the middle of the road. Nobody sweeps it. You can't have a system to even make sure that every morning somebody sweeps the refuse off the road. And then you say you have an assembly, you have a DC, you have whatever. What are you talking about? You can't compete with any country anywhere else. You are a joke. You are a joke. Wake up. Wake up and live. Stop this half living, half dead, 2x4, cheap perfume, cheap suit mentality. It's terrible. We have to wake up. And I use the roads because we all use it. We all see it. And you are not the only country building roads. There's a way to do it that respects people, that maintains standards, that is ethical, that is above board. We should go back to that. We should insist on that. We should add that to our sermons. Let's stop preaching about people making money. Let's tell people to work hard, and let's tell people to be responsible. People must manage our state resources with fairness. Let's tell our contractors. I am on contractors. Contractors. The practices you do, how you build roads, it must be human-centered. Because people are dying needlessly on our roads. We don't maintain no standards. And you don't dare do this in any serious country. You don't dare do this in any serious country. You don't dare to do it in any serious country. Whether you have, we don't want to blame democracy for it. When people are derelicting duty, then we say it's democracy's fault. It's bad human beings who don't understand leadership, who don't have a heart for people, who always want to make a profit above anything else. That's the cause of our problem. And we clap for them. When they give speeches, we endorse it. Because we have not been trained to speak truth to power. So when they come and we give them awards for destroying our lives, that's what we do. And we are not able to tell them that that saith the Lord, what you are doing, if you don't repent, you will perish. We are not able to say it. We are not able to do it. Because we are compromised with them. So your roads are death traps every morning. Can you imagine on my show, big show like this, every morning, road matter, every morning,
street lights,
traffic. Meanwhile, police people are standing at traffic lights with motorbikes. How? Then people get out of. It just doesn't make any sense. Ghana, let's wake up. You see, what will happen is, let me tell you something. This 100 years we are living here in his history, it may not mean anything. We may come and go and we didn't add anything to anything. There are people living in Ghana in maybe 1230 to 1540. They didn't do anything. What did they do? People are living here from 10, whatever. So when you study history, they say, Nkrumah in 1948. When people live in Ghana in 1848 or 1748, they just lived and died. The kind of thing we are doing. In the next 200 years, they'll say, Ghana, between 2010 and 2040, people came and they didn't do nothing. All they did was speak English on radio and went and died. Yeah, because when people living in Ghana in the 16th century, what did they do? They just came and lived and died. You see, a generation must wake up and say, we must be counted in history as those who changed the course of the continent. And we have to, it's not going to be easy, but we have to wake up and do it, because otherwise we will just come and live and go. So when you read history between 1432 and 1948, what they did nothing. Maybe a born of 1844, origin.
Well, they said it was Timbuktu, you know.
You get me?
There was Mansa Musa.
Whatever.
Was,
we are talking of in this part of Ghana. What did they do? What did they do? Let's change the course of history. Let's wake up and live. Okay, and it starts with what is next to you. Don't tolerate and condone mediocrity. Don't hate it. If you know God, you will hate mediocrity. You will hate laziness. Most of us who go to church don't have no idea.
Death and Galamsey and rubbish.
We tolerate it because you yourself, you are filthy inside. So it's normal for you. We have to change. And I'm using this kind of language because there's an urgent need for change in the country. There's an urgent need for change in the country. The way we live is below par. We live, I said, so we know, are we also human beings?
Is it part of God's children?
How? People who haven't, some haven't even brushed their teeth, yet they are building things better than you. We speak big English, we can't do nothing. And every morning we come on air and just come and pontificate with big grammar. No, Ghana, let's wake up, please. Cap and Live. Tech and social media trends brought to you by Telecel.
And then First Bank Ghana, they say that the biggest dreams start small, long vacation, enroll your children or wards on the First Bank Ghana Junior Internship Program. It's running from July 15 to September 15, 2024. It will help them gain valuable work experience. All you need to do is to sign up your children or wards for the Kids First account if they are 12 or below. If they are 13 to 17, sign them up for the Me First account. Make an initial deposit of 300 Ghana cedis and apply for the First Bank Ghana Junior Internship Program. Your child or ward will gain exciting 5-day internship experience at any of our branches. There's an essay writing competition. They could win attractive cash prizes.
Okay.
Find out more. First Bank Ghana Junior Internship Program. Call 0596 921 921. Email firstsolutions@firstbankgroup.com. First Bank Ghana, you first. And Telecel says, attention entrepreneurs, prepare to transform your business this September with Telecel as we celebrate Telecel SME Month under the theme Connecting Businesses, Connecting the Woman in Business. Engage, network and learn from industry leaders in our insightful Telecel Women in Business webinar series, as well as the Women 100 Power launch. There are exciting rewards in store for all businesses as part of our newly launched Red Loyalty for Businesses. Enjoy exclusive gifts such as phone rewards for new sign-ups, 50% discount on bills, shopping and group launch vouchers, 50% cash back to merchants, and free radio and digital ads. Women entrepreneurs, join our special Telecel Women in Business membership and elevate your enterprise to new heights. For more information, visit www.telecel.com.gh and number to call 0302 334040.
All right, so Nathan will tell us what's trending. Nathan, take it up.
Well, yeah, after the Black Stars and actually, yeah. Anyway, so they are in the trends. Niger, Ali Dusedu, #Black Stars, Otto Addo. All of those ones, Sudan, all of those ones in the trends as well. Yesterday, Ghana drew 1-1 with Niger. People are not happy at all.
Angola beat Sudan as well.
Yes, Angola on 6 points now. Sure. Ghana are 5 points behind. Sure. In October,
Angola and Sudan 1-0-2-0.
Sorry,
Angola Sudan
2-1. Sure. So in October, Ghana takes on Sudan in 2 games.
Why is it only the winner? Only the winner qualifies.
Top 2 teams.
Oh, who qualify? Don't worry, we'll qualify.
Anyways,
we'll beat Sudan home and away.
So staying with football, Belgium also trending, France trending in the Nations League
2-0.
Yeah, France beat Belgium
2-0.
Randa Kolomwani and Dembuz. Yes. Osman Dembele scored there. To some, entertainment / pop culture themes, Ifeanyi Odo is trending.
All right.
The very popular social media person. Yesterday, she tweeted something very interesting, that she was no longer associated with the restaurant named East Avenue. Now, in the last few years, okay, she's been working with the restaurant. She says she's part owner. She owns 40% of the franchise. Yesterday, she said she was no longer associated with the restaurant.
So she has divested her stock.
Well, and that the tweet was, quote, "Eat there at your own risk."
Hey.
So now people are asking, wait, are you doing promo for them or not? That kind of thing. So people are talking a lot about a fear of dog.
Yeah, at your own risk.
We are talking a lot about a fear of dog. Anyway, James L. Jones is also trending. Legendary American actor passed on yesterday, so people are talking about him. To some politics, Electoral Commission is trending. Yesterday, the EC was featuring heavily in a lot of the news stories.
You know, in American culture, Star Wars and Star Trek are very popular. What's our version? Is there something we watch that shaped who we become as a people? These things are important because if you talk to the average American, they understand Star Wars, something that they all watch for a particular generation.
Americans of a certain age.
That's my point. So we need to also what are we showing our kids that defines them? Is it by the fireside? I don't know.
Remember by the fireside?
I don't know. So, because there needs to be, like Mami Dokundi, the 80th, right? Yeah. So for my generation, we all remember Mami Dokundi, Dr. Ruko took by the fireside. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. Yeah. But there has to be something that shapes the way you think in a way that shapes your behavior. You know, and that dimension of development must be taken more seriously.
That's true.
Yeah. Anyway, but thank you.
Yes.
You wanted to add some text?
Yeah, just a quick one. Yes, Huawei is here. They've unveiled
things we do for love.
Huawei has unveiled what they call the first trifold smartphone. Just hours after Apple announced the iPhone 16. Now Huawei says that they want to get back into the game. Remember, they were really at the center of this war between the Americans and the Chinese. But they say that the Huawei Mate XT is the world's first trifold smartphone and the largest and thinnest foldable handset globally. So for those who love the Huawei handsets, they have a new one on the market. You can check it out.
All right.
You're looking for a bank to rely on. Let me give you a shoulder to lie on. Wouldn't we say to bank be no lie. Only one place where I get my eye on. Make I introduce you all to First Bank, the best services in the world, first rank. Customer service, everything is well planned. I make music, I travel, I sell land. They be my reserve 10 cause every time I know my money's safe. Universal banking, it's in me here on the date. I'm a busy person, me no need time to wait. Now I got to Spain, even when I'm in the States. My me blue shirt. They tell me office a chilly, but who cares? Cause I bank with the best. I'm lucky, I'm too blessed. When it comes to First Bank, it's too west. Everything is you first. Woo!
Nobody feed do, I'm like us. First Bank, we treat you first. Treat you first. Somebody see think about you first. Think about you first.
You first. First Bank.
Kind of way, tell us how the more money promo now.
Everybody likes money, but what do we like more than money? More money! Join the Telecel More Money promo and win money, more money, and even more money. Simply opt in for free and reload your mobile and broadband and be the lucky winner of the 1 million Ghana cedis grand prize. Also win cash prizes of up to 3 million Ghana cedis in the daily and weekly draws. Opt in for free by dialing *500# or send WIN to 500, or you can opt in on the Telecel Play app. The more you reload, the higher chances of winning in the Telecel More Money promo. Keep loading, win, and be a millionaire.
Telecel. Connecting energies.
Terms and conditions apply. This promo is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
Get ready for the ultimate battle of business minds at the Citi Business Olympics 2024. Join us for a day of intense competition, team building, and networking as companies go head to head in the various challenges to prove their skills and expertise. From traditional sports like 7-a-side football, basketball, sack race, and volleyball to unique challenges like tug of war and arm wrestling, there's no shortage of excitement and adrenaline pumping action. Don't miss out on this exciting event that will test your business acumen and athletic skills on the field. Date Saturday 28th September 2024. Venue Eden Heights Sports Complex, Wager. Time 8 a.m. Call 0558 973 973 for details on how you can participate and showcase your company's talents at the Citi Business Olympics 2024. Get ready to compete, collaborate, and conquer. The Citi Business Olympics 2024 is powered by Channel 1 TV with support from 97.3 Citi FM and proudly sponsored by Beaver Beverages, Blue Jeans Energy Drink, Bethel Logistics, experts in shipping logistics, and Losati Lozenges from Unicom Chemist Limited.
I am Ohinere Gifty Auntie. You see, it always feels good when you receive that salary alert. I made a bold decision to invest a lump sum into the Old Mutual Retirement Salary Plan. And this means that I will get these alerts every month throughout retirement for the rest of my life. You too can retire on your own terms. So invest a lump sum in the Old Mutual Retirement Salary Plan today and enjoy guaranteed monthly income for life. Call Old Mutual on 050-453-4333 or visit oldmutual.com.gh to sign up today. Old Mutual, do great things every day.
Hey, Bosu, long time.
Yeah. Hey, go and say mu yen yo mu. Na before na land in mu bi wa.
Oh, Gospel XP. Tregu Gold Station bebre mu Bosu.
Oh, fantastic. Super XP.
Quality. Super. Go Super XP. Bosu, we be feel.
I like that.
Goil Super XP. Quality fuel that brings you choice and takes you further. Ideal for most vehicles and fortified with special additives to help your engine perform better and consume less. It's available in many Goil stations nationwide. Goil Super XP. Woo feel ya. Ha. Woo be feel. Goil. Good energy. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, the wait is over. Educata Ghana is here again. Ghana's leading exhibition and idea factory has put together an insightful and interactive exhibition and conference with an involving panel discussion, on-site trainings, and a job expo. Come and explore trends and network with relevant Ghanaian and German educational and industry players. At Educata Ghana 2024, you get to learn more about educational, apprenticeship, and employment opportunities in Ghana and in Germany. Date, September 16th and 17th, 2024. Time, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. daily. Location, Kofi Ohene Konedu Auditorium, University of Professional Studies, Accra. Don't miss out on Educata Ghana 2024. To register, visit educataghana.com/register. Attendance is free. Organizers, Delegation of German Industry and Commerce in Ghana, German Sparkassen Stiftung Western Africa. Sponsors, Ghana European Center, Siemens Stiftung, Konrad Adenauer Stiftung, Ghana NRW University Alliance. See you there.
From small villages to big cities across Ghana, healthcare businesses have goals. Goals to provide better care with better equipment, to expand and better serve more communities, to build better medical labs, better clinics, and bring better healthcare to more people. Goals to help people get better. EcoBank provides your healthcare business with working capital through the EcoBank Merchant Cash Advance. EcoBank's range of bespoke asset finance solutions make buying medical equipment, expanding pharmacies and labs effortless. It's a better way to a healthier Ghana. Open an EcoBank account for a healthcare business now. Contact EcoBank via 0800-003-225 toll free or businessassist@ecobank.com for more. A better way, a better Africa. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
You are not ready for this. Something big is cooking from Samsung. Ghana, are you ready for up to 30% off? From 26th August to 21st September, Samsung is going all out in the Samsung Blue Tag sales. You get a deal, he gets a deal, she gets a deal, everyone gets a deal. Because with big price slashes, we are letting you go big when you go blue. Everything with a blue tag gets a reduced price tag. From the Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra all the way to the A05, nothing is off limits. Nothing. From 26th August to 21st September, the price is pricing at every Samsung shop nationwide. Go big, go blue. Terms and conditions apply.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show. The city's biggest conversation. The Citi Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
For your favorite shop, SG Visa card is your best option to make payment for goods and services online or anywhere with a point of sale machine. Enjoy a lot of amazing opportunities with the SG Visa card. Make your life easy. Get one today. Call 0302 214 314. SG Ghana. The future is you. And Ghana, are you ready for up to 30% discount? From 26th August to 21st September, Samsung is going all out in the Samsung Blue Tag sale. Everything with the Blue Tag gets a reduced price tag. From the Galaxy S24 Ultra all the way to the A05. Nothing is off limits. Visit any Samsung shop nationwide. Terms and conditions apply. And the new order of retirement is here. You can retire on your own terms with the guaranteed monthly income for the rest of your life. Simply invest a lump sum into the old mutual retirement salary plan today. Start receiving monthly income to enjoy the perfect retirement. Is that easy? The best part is you get to enjoy salary increases 16% in 2023-24. Call 0504 534 333 or visit oldmutual.com.gh. Old Mutual, do great things every day. And the new energy-giving, great tasting Lucozade is here. It's a new look drink, same great taste. It's now sleeker, slimmer, original 330 ml with the same energy that you've known for years. You can go about your day with even more swag as you drink Lucozade from your now sleek can. Lucozade, restore your energy.
Better Transitions is helping give quality mortuary care to people with dignity and respect. They have a comprehensive 360 funeral service, including 24/7 deceased pickup service, quality mortuary care, caskets, hair services, chapel and reception facilities. Call us now on 0302 634 706. Your loved ones deserve the best. Transition the funeral people.
Professor Mamudu Akudugu is the president of the University Teachers Association of Ghana. He and 10 others signed a statement calling for an immediate nationwide ban on mining and prospecting for gold and other minerals in forest reserves, farms and rivers. Prof, thanks for joining us. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning and thank you for having me. And good morning to your listeners, viewers.
That was a comprehensive statement signed by all the national executives. What gave you the impetus to put this out yesterday?
Well, our people have a saying that Arab doesn't run in the daytime for nothing. So is the threat to our lives that gives us the impetus to get out with this thing.
So this Galamsey has been going on for many, many years, but it seems as if for the past few weeks it's become quite serious. Were there any deliberations, and why the ultimatum? Because it's something people have spoken about for a period of time. Just give me some sense of why UTAG is now saying that if in 3 weeks it's not fully stopped, you will call a strike action.
Yeah, we're at the crisis level. You have heard about the Ghana Water company complaining about inability to process water, enough, volumes of water to supply our major cities. We've heard about deformation in, deformed children being born, young children being tested with heavy metals. We've heard about our foods being poisoned, and all the rest of that. So we are at a crisis level that we believe that an immediate and decisive action is needed at this point in time. That's why we think that this call was important for us to make.
Whilst the call is a legitimate call, will a strike action or an industrial action be legitimate in the circumstance? We know people strike over salaries, conditions of service. This will be probably the first time teachers would have gone on strike over a matter of principle, not necessarily related to their employment conditions.
That's correct. It's a condition of service issue, and condition of service has to do with also our health and welfare. For example, Cape Coast water supply, the shortage of water supply in Cape Coast, are lecturers exempted? No. Lecturers at University of Ghana, the University of Cape Coast, the Cape Coast Technical University, and all others are affected by this. So it's a welfare issue. And beyond that, UTAG doesn't only exist to fight for salaries and emoluments. We exist to make significant contributions to the development of our society. And we believe this one is putting or reversing all the gains we have made in terms of our development over the years, because majority of Ghanaians derive their livelihood from the environment. If we are destroying it, how do we survive after the destruction? So it is legitimate, and we have the right to embark on industrial action if need be.
So let me understand the call. You are asking for an immediate ban on all forms of small-scale mining. Then what? Is it for some cooling off period? Is it forever? Is it to be followed by some discourse? We just want an understanding of what the strategy is, or just a ban because it's destructive, full stop.
We need a ban, and beyond the ban, we need to have a conversation, a national conversation on what has to be done. We know that the 2017 ban followed some kind of some of those things, but the guidelines and policies that were put in place after that ban have definitely not yielded the desired results that we require. And for us, as long as we cannot guarantee a sustainable mining process, the ban should be in place as long as we are not able to guarantee that there will be sustainability in our environment when we mine.
Some people feel this will not only work if a lot of civil society groups put pressure. For example, the SNIT issue, almost every recognized labor union in the country issued a statement asking the government to revoke the decision to sell. What do you think it will take to get to that point? Because so far, apart from UTAG, I haven't really heard any other serious labor union add their voice to the calls for the ban. What do you think is missing here?
Yeah, I think the Ghana Medical Association, the nurses and other working in the Ghana Health sector have issued a statement. UTAG has just issued a statement. I've seen also a statement issued by UTAG. It's just a matter of time. I believe that even the TUC, our umbrella body, will I believe strongly that they will also issue a statement in due course. So it's a matter of time. We believe other unions will come on board because this is a matter that affects everybody. And so I believe this will be the first time that unions will take an action that doesn't maybe ordinarily they will not have taken because of the threat to our lives and the serious concerns that we have.
So how serious we take your threat that if by end of September there is no ban, you will go on strike? I mean, this is pretty serious thing to say, that all university teachers all over the country will lay down their tools end of September if Galamsey is not banned. This is what you're telling us.
That's exactly correct. And it's to be taken seriously.
Okay.
Very seriously. Because we don't make empty threats.
Thank you for talking to us, Professor Akudugu. Thank you. He's the president of UTAG nationwide, Professor Mamadou Akudugu. UTAG is calling for an immediate ban on all small-scale mining. 8:29, more on this coming up shortly. Quick information: the Upstream Petroleum Industries Annual Local Content Conference and Exhibition is happening on the 2nd to the 4th of October. Join over 1,000 participants, 50 decision makers, industry players and experts from over 10 countries at the 2024 Local Content Conference and Exhibition. It takes place in Takrady on the theme Attracting E&P Investment to Boost Local Content, New Pathways. To register, call 024-6470-974 or go to www.ghanalcce.com or send an email to gd.blay@petrocom.gov.gh. Follow at Petroleum Commission on social media. Lakeside Estates have 2, 3 and 4 bedroom homes developed in a serene environment, including sports complexes, pharmacy, shopping mall, children play area, clubhouse, and the biggest water park in Ghana. We are your CIMG Real Estate Company of the Year. We have exclusive retirement homes tailored to help you find the perfect sanctuary to enjoy your golden years to the fullest. Call Lakeside Estate now, 050-141-8622. That's 050-141-8622. Or go to lakesideestates.com for more information. And gas is here. The National Petroleum Authority here with the new cylinder recirculation model. A fantastic initiative. You can switch to gas without hassle. No more charcoal. No more inhalation of harmful smoke into your lungs. Visit any nearby exchange point, trade your empty cylinder for a filled one. No more long trips or waiting to fill your gas. A message brought to you by NPA and the Ministry of Energy. All right, so Ghana Medical Association, UTAG, and who else? Caleb, who else has?
And the nurses also.
So 3.
Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwives Association.
So who is left?
I think the Ghana Pentecostal Council is yet to release theirs. I'm told it's in the works. So it's something we're expecting.
Ghana Pentecostal Council?
Ghana Pentecostal Council. We've not heard from the Christian Council.
Okay.
We've not heard from the... Okay, I don't know if FUSAG and Co are part of this.
No,
they are not part of UTAG. So FUSAG is not
Senior
in
Staff
yet.
Association.
TTAG is not in yet.
What about TEU?
TEU, I've not heard from TEU yet.
What about TUC?
GPRTU, I've not heard from them
TUC?
as well. Yeah, TUC, not yet.
What about the CLOGSAG?
CLOGSAG, not yet.
What about the UNICOF?
No.
What about the Ghana Federation of Labour?
No.
What about the NAGRAT?
Not yet.
What about the NAT?
Not yet.
What about the Mine Workers Union?
They've given interviews.
What about the POO?
POO, not yet.
So there's so many more.
Yeah.
Yes, you need a lot more. We need a lot more.
We need
the
more.
Vehicle Dealers Association too. They are there. There is even Landlords Association. We've not heard from them yet.
So there are so many more labor unions
yes,
that can join this Galamsey thing.
Yesterday, did the president say anything?
No, actually. The
The
Attorney
president-
General spoke on Galamsey, and then the President of the Ghana Bar Association. But the President, surprisingly, I didn't hear.
I didn't listen.
The GBA boss and the Attorney General, where the President is there.
The President.
Well,
did
the
say
GBA boss asked the question. The President was to respond, but he did not. The GBA boss said what he was supposed to have said.
Yes, that's what I'm
we
saying. But I'm
didn't-
just saying that the President
chose to focus on corruption and how he's
spoke
fighting
about
it.
free senior high school. And
No, he was answering.
So he took notes from the Ghana Bar Association
he answered
President
the GBA
statement,
President
and so that was a response
on the
to him.
free association.
But they didn't talk about
No, he
Galamsey.
didn't talk about Galamsey.
No.
He didn't want to talk about it. He talked about corruption, he talked about Mahama and things. He talked about
government official one
and digital
clearing
stuff
agent
and all
things.
kinds. He gave some history lesson.
The list that you are
around
mentioning,
freedom,
the list that you are mentioning, he should be number one on that list.
Galamsey, he didn't say anything about it. He didn't. No, I didn't hear a
You
word.
wait that the next month you go and hide some corner and say something somewhere.
Maybe BBC journalists who may not.
I didn't hear anything about Galamsey, which was
always foreign press.
unsurprising.
Bernard,
Oh, it was?
it
was not surprising.
Oh, Charlie. Now, are you ready to make
No,
every
are you
moment
surprised?
count?
No, but I've proven on this show several times
he
that
chooses to say what he wants to say.
that when it comes to key national issues that we actually
He
want,
speak to international
he
press.
doesn't speak to local
but
press.
Galamsey is
He addresses
is our
At this
issue.
point,
but you don't get it. He will talk about it when he travels. He will talk about it here.
Good luck to him.
Bernard, if you're ready to make every moment count, from the simple pleasures of treating yourself to unforgettable weekend getaways or a special surprise for someone you love, you can have the perfect companion. Stanbic cards are there for those fulfilling moments that make you go like, yes, this is it. So talk to Stanbic on 0302815789. Social media at Stanbic Bank GH. Visit stanbicbank.com.gh to learn more.
So in the list of those who have spoken about Galamsey, and we're not saying speaking is everything, but at least it's very clear. You know, you see what the UTAG have said. Very clear. Issued a statement, outlined the dangers, and they say by end of September, they want Galamsey banned. That's clear enough. We've seen a couple of youth groups. Yesterday I read one Catholic youth group, another president, but we need the big groups, the churches themselves. You know, for me, I feel like what else you need? Galamsey is not something you should even be worried. It's not like why is it the young Presbyterian guild that's issuing a statement?
Not the moderator.
Yeah, like what's the moderator?
The moderator issued a statement commending the youth.
He
for
should
doing that.
call an emergency meeting of the synod. Is that what they call it? And say to them that, you see, imagine in the Bible times, Paul, when you were in a situation like this, they would deal with it. I think we are hiding around this whole, we are not doing politics. It's not politics. So. People are born with no sex organs, right? This is war against Ghanaians. It's war against civilized Ghanaians. You are either against it or you are for it.
There's no other side.
Yeah, so what are you afraid of? You get me? Say it, like, because you see, the more you build momentum with it, it will come to a head, like the SNIT thing. UTAG has done today. We need to get 2 or 3 statements by tomorrow. By Friday, look, trust me, if every day we get 2 statements, by Saturday, all the big shows will be discussing it again. The fact that all the unions are saying that by end of September, if they don't stop Galamsey, they will not work. You think by the next Monday, the government will not say something? So we should not.
Isn't there a meeting tomorrow?
No, that we don't want that meeting. That's not the meeting we are looking for.
No, I must
we want the president to do a fellow Ghanaians and come and say, I said I will put my presence on the line to fight Galamsey, and I failed. But to salvage what is left of my reputation, I have 3 months to go, and I'm going to. What he could even say, look, let's not politicize the Galamsey fight, because I know that if I'm stopping it, it's going to have political ramifications, and I'm going to call for a truce to say, John Mahmoud Bawumia, this Galamsey thing, I am the president of Ghana. Let's not play politics with it and deal with it. Deal with it. That's what you should do, because he is president of the country to save the country. It's not just about elections. He said many nice things about the next generation, not the next election. No. All that he's done on this Galamsey says he's putting the next election ahead of the next generation. And Galamsey is the best example of showing that you are putting the next generation ahead of the next election. So we don't, and you say he didn't say anything about it. Well, maybe he wants to think about it before he says. Fine. So maybe he didn't feel like saying anything yesterday. No problem. But he cannot hide. If we keep the pressure on this week, I tell you, he will have to do a fellow Ghanaians. I'm telling you, because we can all see it. And the truth is that those who are for it are determined to continue doing it. They are not going to relent. They are not going to say because you have an election, you are going to stop because they want to make their money. So they are not going to give you a space to hide. There are days in a leader's life he cannot hide. And that day is coming. Where is the day of reckoning? He has to speak to Galamsey. He has to address the nation. He has to pick up one of those his African prints. The one that he used to wear for the COVID.
With the message.
And at 8 p.m. he has to do a live broadcast and tell the nation that he is sorry. And this is what he's going to do. And call for our support. This is what he has to do. He has to do it. His advisors have to tell him. Those who are close to him have to tell him that this Galamsey will destroy your legacy. This Galamsey is the best example of the test of your leadership. And if you don't deal with it, you have failed as a leader. He has to be told that you cannot go to a bar conference and decide not to talk about Galamsey. You don't have that convenience as a president. If you are the head of a company, you can decide what to talk about. You can decide what, but if you're the president of a country and 8 of your water basins are all fully polluted, you cannot go to a bar conference and just decide to pick your own questions. No. And they should not be applauding when he decides to evade the issue. Lawyers, don't do that. No. Let him know that he is avoiding the real issue. Who is on the line? He did his bit. What's his name? Yaboafu. What's his position? President of GBA. Good morning, Mr. Boafu.
Good morning.
So I know you're in a conference, so I'm not going to make this very long. Your speech was very long and touched on some salient issues in a very big audience, including the Otumfo, the president, the AG, the CJ. So it must have taken a lot of consideration, possibly courage, to say the things you said. Talk to me about your thought process as you prepared that speech.
Well, there was no thought process. It's just being honest as an association. You know, these matters that we raise are matters of pertinent national issues, and that we had to make talk about them. So the point is that the presence of very distinguished personalities does not affect the GBA's position on any matter. Any time that we have been in Kumasi, 99, 2008, 2015, and this year, that's something that has been very precious to us. He always honors us by being present at the opening ceremony. Yesterday was the first time that he didn't deliver a speech, but he hosted a dinner for us in the evening and spoke to us. And it's so sad that that event was not really open to the media that much. So the point is that we knew from the day that we decided to come to Kumasi that unless something happened out of the ordinary, there's something, and the president would be there. So their presence does not really affect what we say.
Fair enough. The president, Asantini, did commend you in the evening for your speech in the morning, because we captured that in our news, where he said you and the GMA and the others had spoken truth to power about the Galamsey. Just what was your main point? Because I heard you, for example, condemning the politicization of Galamsey and also saying that the fight had failed, and then you were not happy with the fact that a leader of parliament had gone to sort of try to do record comparison. What was your main What was your main point on Galamsey?
I think the real point is that, look, Galamsey is an existentialist threat. I mean, when you have your Ghana Water Company, your National Water Company telling you that you're going to have shortage of water because of not because of drought, or not because there's not sufficient water flow in rivers. It's because it's been polluted. I mean, that clearly shows that it's a national security threat, it's an existentialist threat for us as a people. Now, the issue is, there are certain matters that should go beyond politics. When it comes to water, we don't have MPP water or NDC water, or MPP supporters don't have a source of water different from that of NDC supporters. So when such a matter of grave concern is being debated on the floor of Parliament, and you have that typical who did this, who they are, and that's why I made the point that it is sad that it was reduced to a competition between who polluted the waters the most. Honestly, I must make this point. The first time I saw that, I saw it on, I think, one of those headlines that you see it in social media. And that these days, because of misinformation, disinformation, I thought somebody had put a spin on. But I think it was a Friday, I've forgotten the day, about a couple of weeks ago, I'd been invited to the Ghana Armed Forces Command and Staff College for the graduation ceremony of the senior division. And I was actually listening to Citi. And I remember where I'd just, past Labadi Beach, or getting onto that bridge, going towards the Galamsey. And I heard the voice being played, and I was like, this is not possible. We can't have this in this country. You see, the issue for me, and I think that I thank God that for the first time, the national president's address to conference had gained prominence over that of the President of the Republic and the Attorney General. Of course, in who he was Attorney General last year was President. So people are seeing and make things that we have been happen. The fundamental point is that, look, the hide hands that we see on those concessions or those polluting waters, most of them are people who are by day, as they call it by day, paying 100 or 200 cedis a day. They cannot afford to buy excavators. I don't know how much an excavator costs, but I don't think that an excavator will be less than, say, $500,000. So who are the people buying this, purchasing these excavators and sending them there? Who are the people who have the know-how that gold can be found on those places? Because gold is not something that is so visible to the naked eye that you can just say, look, I've put my excavator here, I've put my sandfine here, or what. So there are powerful forces behind. And that's the point that we make, that evidence cannot be ignored now. And the state should be able to fish out these individuals and deal with them. Look, let's look to the point. Recently, we've seen that Santehene, Castromill, these two chiefs who he had evidence will go involved in Galamsey. I think that there was one, Sabronum, the Sanahene or Jason Sabronum. And if you look at the recording, that Santehene said that he asked the NIB to go and do the investigation for him. And he distrusted them. Now, if that Santehene can even plead with the NIB to do this investigation, how much more the president and the state machinery? So clearly, our national security people would know the powerful people behind them. Unless we deal with them, unless we actually prosecute those individuals, we are just going to have this musical chairs, circus, and this, because now it's election season. So it's on the front burner. This one will promise I'll do this. This one will promise I'll do that. The next time, if there's a government or change in government, it's business as usual. But the issue is the rate at which we've polluted our waters, we are destroying our rivers, forest reserves. In about a decade or two, you don't need to be a prophet or a seer to know that we are facing something catastrophic, and we should not get there. We cannot deny our children and the future generation a better living because of our greed and our selfishness. Mining has been done in this country from the days of old. We've not seen this scale where waters have been polluted. I remember when I was young, anytime that we traveled to Takwa to visit my auntie, where you drove over the Ofe River at Dunkwa, there was alluvial mining. They were actually doing it in those days. So I think there was a football team there we called alluvial dredgers. But the Ofe was as pristine as it could be. If you fly from Accra to Takoradi and you just about landing, when you look at the estuary where the Ankobra hits the sea, and you look at the color of the sea and the color of the Ankobra, I mean, these are things that we have to deal with. And I'm looking at the capital-intensive nature of illegal mining and the fact that experts like Prof. Senin have warned that it's not a transnational organized crime. We cannot sit there and let our politicians play that football with. And our position has been clear.
All right.
Let us do something about it.
So you were quite clear on Galamsey. You also chose to speak about a number of things. For example, on education, you spoke about the scholarship secretariat and the fact that the poor were not benefiting. You spoke about the need for more focus on basic education so that secondary education does not occur at the behest of basic. Why are these issues important as well? Because there were so many other things you could have spoken about. Why did you choose to also highlight on some of these issues?
Increasingly, our politics is becoming that of elite self-interest. The matters that engage us are the matters that affect we who have the voice. We don't hear what the people in the rural areas. Nobody's going to listen to them. So if you look at the intense advocacy we have on things like affirmative action, right to information, those things that have interest to the educated urban elite, we don't bring that same intensity to activity that affect the rural poor. For example, when it came to my knowledge that most of the young girls who are absent during BEC is because they're at that time of their month. Why should a child's education affected because of nature, because of biology, or because they cannot afford something as big as sanitary pads? You get the point. So the issue is that if we don't speak for them, because one thing that we have to be honest in this country is that we seem to always use the poor as a sword. Let's talk about education. I ask myself this question, let's be honest. If the free SHS policy had been implemented in the not so popular secondary schools, would it have been popular with us? Because in President Kofo's time, he introduced the capitation grant where Saito education became free. Nobody talked about it because we don't take our children there. But the president comes, brings free SHS, and then Achimota and Fansipim, Wesley Girls, Brempe College, Augustine, these schools are all part of the process. Suddenly, it's the greatest program that has ever helped government. Yes, it's true that it has created access. That one we have to concede. But the point is at what cost? Because when you drive across this country and you see the state of Saito do this, that's why I compared it to, at best, a crowd to rare cattle. And you see those kids wearing tattered chalawete and some green or some yellow, you walk there. You compare that, those children are being put at the same level as kids who attend Christ the King, Morning Star, Ridge and everything. You realize that there is a problem. Now, the point is that when we live in Accra, we live in Kumasi, and we look around ourselves, we may think that the worst form of poverty is those who sell by the roadside on the Independence Avenue or those things. No, there are far more people, because when you drive up this country, and I think you media men travel a lot, we see those things. But because it is not something that engages is of our interest, we don't. Let's look at the advocacy that was attached to the right to information. Affirmative. I'm not saying those are very important. Have we attached that advocacy to eliminating schools under trees? Why is it that in 2023, when it rains, a child cannot go to school? Why should a child sit on a spoon? Okay. But I believe, and it's clear, that when you're building a house, you start with the foundation before you get to the lintel level. There is basic education before you get a secondary education. Yes, and we got a tertiary education. Now, we are promising free university education, fine. We have given free secondary education, fine. And then we have free Saito education. But that free Saito education is producing educated illiterates. Those school buildings are not conducive. And we've seen massive investment in secondary education. Have we seen that same investment in Saito education? So my point is that before we expand the facility at Chimota, before we expand the facility at Prempeh College or Gastons to taking them double track, let us make sure that in Busebu, in Achinekrum, in Walewal, in Sekiakobo, all those schools there, the Saito schools, are of that quality people can sit in and be educated. Let us give those people hope. Let us have free sanitary pads for those kids in those rural so that the young girl can go to school during that period before we get to 2. So 1 comes to 2. So the idea of us investing in secondary education, investing at the detriment of Saito, is because my son would go to Infancy. Your child will go to Wesley Girls. Those of us who are praising that policy, it benefits us. But I believe we can help the poor without necessarily benefiting us. We should be able to do that. That is why we went even far to suggest that now that we have the Ghana card, where everybody's information is captured, Yaobuafo cannot turn into a peasant farmer because of social things. In the days of old, we didn't have that data. So when the Kokobo scholarship was being introduced, what happened was that suddenly every civil servant became a peasant farmer. Now we have the Ghana card. It should be more to us than being used as a travel document. That is what I believe. And with the scholarship secretariat.
Yeah. So we had the suggestion on free SHS, which you clearly articulated, and also on scholarship secretariat. And we noticed the president was taking notes when you were speaking. When he came to give his speech, we know he was listening, because even when he was responding to the CJ, the comment he made about the CJ's husband tells us that he listened to all of you very carefully, right? He basically said on free SHS that parents who feel like they don't need free SHS can opt for private secondary schools. he did not make any comment on the Galamsey. I mean, that must have been disappointing. The fact that your nicely articulated suggestions on free SHS, he basically just poo-pooed, and then he basically ignored you on the Galamsey, which probably the most important thing you said. There was no comment on Galamsey from the president.
Well, the whole idea of the president, the bar president address to conference is that's a bar's position on that. It is not intended to elicit a response from a politician. So for me, that is not even an issue. But the point is that we have to understand that the president is a politician. And when the president, I think that if anybody is writing about the presidency of the Akufo-Addo, free SHS would be central because it is something that is very important to him. So naturally, you're going to have that response because when your most important policy, you haven't. I'm not saying it's a suggestion. That's a want of politician. I think every politician would have done what he did. So that one, it's by the side. But the question is, politicians would always do what is popular. So the issue is, if we as a nation, as a people, we are honest and we let the president know that yes, it's true that you are trying to get everybody to go to school, which is a very brilliant idea. But we believe that those of us who can afford to pay are going to be honest to pay. And the president sees that it has public support. Politicians always want to be popular. They have to win elections. That policy would be reviewed. So I'm not interested more in the president's response. I'm interested in us as a people because the policy is as popular as because of how we have bought into it. But my point is that if we, as the same people, tell the president that, listen, we want more resources to be freed from the education budget to tackle the real poor issues. So those of us who, by God's grace, we can afford it, will do. The president will review the policy. But if we keep on raising the policy that it is helping, and then we see that cytos are not being handled. Because at the end of the day, I have seen that all these major political parties are talking about education policy. None of them, I may be wrong, none of them has made it the forefront that I would stop free level 100 fees, I'll halt the free SHS and go back to basics. Make sure that across the length and breadth of the country, every cyto building is a place where a child can go and give hope. Look, we forget about the history of this country. All the greats that we've had, Professor Sai, SKB Asante, recently, Nana Dr. SKB Asante was honored at UPSC. He started at Asokore and ended up at Achimota. People in the days of old could come from Gambaga, Tetas, Yosu to Achimota to Enfansu. Today, even in a cyto in Accra, not get somebody to Odogono. That shows you what we've done. And we're leaving these children behind because they are not our children. Because the bar president has a voice. The GG has a voice. The media has a voice. Our children don't attend those schools. So when we don't want to sacrifice for the poor, that is what the problem is. Politicians will always give us policy. For example, currently there's this discussion about free university education. Who wouldn't want us to have education at all? It's going to be more popular than free cyto education. Why? Because the average Ghanaian takes of a middle-class Ghanaian who has a voice to take the child to school in Ghana. Let me tell you something. The honesty is this. The state has a terrible basic schools, but the state has the best secondary schools and the best universities. That is exactly the collective dishonesty of those of us who have a voice. That's our problem.
Yeah, but I was saying that two things. On your education point, he gave a response. But on your Galamsey point, he chose to completely ignore the Galamsey subject. And I'm asking what you make of that.
Well, as I say, for that, to be fair, it would be unfair to the president to say that just because he came with a prepared speech and he had not seen my speech before, because nobody sees the other speech, and him not making a comment as a sign of he's not serious, I think it would be unfair. I don't want us to reduce this to a political thing. My point is, whether the president says it or not, what we demand of him now as the chief executive of the nation is to make sure that steps are taken to end this menace. That is for me, because he put his presidency on the line for that. And for us, we have to hold him that, look, deal with it. So, because if the president had given a brilliant response and said this and acted and said and had done, and that's nothing thereafter, it would affect us. If he did not respond, but he takes concrete steps, I would prefer that position.
Fair enough.
I don't want to really...
Fair enough. Let me ask you my last question. Some would say you chose your last speech to give... let me rephrase it. This speech you gave was a good speech, but you probably left it a little too late, because this is the last time you are addressing the lawyers of Ghana as the president, because I'm sure after the end of the Congress, there will be a new bar president. In retrospect, should you have been more forceful like this in previous speeches? Because you've had, I think this is your second term, right? You've had, I don't know how many years, 4 years, I'm not sure. But this will be at least your third or fourth speech, that you probably ought to have been given this type of speech more regularly when you had the platform than to wait till your last speech to give it. What would you say to that view?
No, I think that this speech, the difference between this one and the first two is that this is the first time that a bar conference, the reportage has concentrated over the president of the bar conference speech. There's nothing in this speech, maybe other things that I've had that I've not harped on. So if you want to do some research, I think my whole speech is available, my Cape Coast speech is available, and this one. But in whole, what happened was that in whole was when the Attorney General gave his speech and said President Mahama was wrong in going to court. And that was the reportage. So it covered everything that we said. In Cape Coast was when the President of the Republic used that perennial flag bearer must be rejected. And then there was this thing about the GBA giving the president platform to do politics. And nobody talked about what I said. Now, God's grace has come to me at the last day. This is the first time in my presidency that my speech has become the center of it, which should have been in the first. People would have realized that I have just done something that I have done 2 years. So the issue is that even in Cape Coast, there was live broadcast. And people saw what I said on corruption, what I said on Galamsey. It was the first time I asked that we deal with the use that phrase evil access was in Cape Coast. So this speech has gained more prominence because there's focus on it. That's what I just thank God, because if it had been one of those things where, say, the president's response yesterday to that those who have money to take their children had gained more prominence over mine would have been relegated to the background. I had an interview on Sunday, one of another radio station. I just told them that it's not that we've not been speaking. It's just that the media has decided to focus on other things apart from it. So the only difference is that this is the first time my speech as president has taken prominence, which is the right thing to do.
Well, which is why we are giving you the prominence. Thank you for talking to us,
Thank you. President
Boafo. He is the president outgoing of the Ghana Bar Association. And I don't know if you listened to the speech. Maybe let me play an excerpt again. Play it for those who didn't hear. I thought it was a good speech. Fred, do we have the... Okay, I see it. This is what he said about Galamsey. He also said some things about education. So maybe you can play the Galamsey one first and then play a couple of minutes.
Let us also not forget in haste that Galamsey is still with us and wreaking havoc on our forests, water bodies, and the livelihoods of thousands of families whose farmlands and crops have been affected. Galamsey or illegal mining is still a topical issue that deserves comment. The harmful effects of Galamsey are all around us. Last year, I mentioned a statement from the Pediatric Society of Ghana in which its president, Dr. John A. Appiah, has established from their studies of how the Galamsey menace is contributing to deaths among children, as well as cognitive deficits which affect their school performance and suspected to cause congenital malformations. To make matters worse, the Ghana Water Company Limited in the Central Region recently released a statement dated 31st August 2024 with the heading, Water Supply Challenges Emanating from Illegal Mining Activities, in which it announced water supply challenges within Cape Coast, Elmina, and surrounding communities, resulting from a demand-supply gap as a result of inadequate raw water received at the Secrehimine Water Treatment Plant as a result of Galamsey. And there are several stories like this reported in the media about the raging menace of illegal mining. On 2nd September 2024, my joint online also reported that the Ghana Water Company Ashanti region has forewarned that residents in Obuasi and adjoining communities face a looming water shortage as illegal mining activities continue to ravage water bodies in the area due to the pollution of the Odaso River. Similar stories have been reported in other regions. There are fears that Ghana will be facing a water crisis soon require importation of drinking water. Some recent reported visit by some popular journalists in Ghana to some of our major rivers with accompanying pictorial and video evidence show that these major rivers across the country have been polluted, showing impunity and lawlessness of those actively destroying our lands and rivers and their equally shameless financiers. Despite the efforts and assurance of government to deal with the menace, there appears to be a consensus that not much has been done to effectively and roundly deal with it. To be blunt, things are getting worse. An issue which poses an existentialist threat to our nation so severe that His Excellency the President put his presidency on the line, unfortunately, has degenerated into a political football match between the major political parties as to who polluted the water the most. It was quite shocking and most regrettable when a member of the leadership of Parliament on the floor of Parliament stated that the minority party during this period in government polluted the waters of Ghana more than the ruling party. Such a responsible statement by a member of Parliament is symptomatic of the malaise affecting our dear nation. Every issue must be reduced to partisan point scoring while our nation bleeds dry. It reveals an uncaring political elite only interested in holding lofty positions in government. The anecdotal evidence that Galamsey is controlled by powerful interests in Ghana cannot be ignored. The state must be honest and deal with the real powers behind this menace. We cannot deal with Galamsey by organizing public fora and making noise on our airwaves. We will be playing the ostrich without future if we pretend as we are now. The government must be honest and bold and fish out this evil access of powerful interests engaged in a wanton destruction of our environment and deal with them decisively, irrespective of the status of the individuals involved. We can help the poor without necessarily benefiting the rich. The free SHS program must be means tested using the data compiled by the National Identification Authority so that rich parents do not suddenly transform to become peasant farmers, as in the days of old when we had the Cocoa Scholarship. Students from comfortable backgrounds who attended expensive basic schools must pay fees at the senior high school level so that resources are free to fully cater for the poor and vulnerable. Mr. President, we must invest more in cyto education, eliminate schools under trees, provide sanitary pads for poor young girls, first, before spending so much on secondary education. As one comes before two, so basic education comes before secondary education. It ensures orderliness. There is also this recent revelation about the school feeding program from the Auditor General, which will serve as a source of concern for us and call for review and improvements in the operations of the program, the main beneficiaries of which are from peoples from poor backgrounds. As a nation, our security is threatened when a chasm develops between the rich and the poor, the urban dweller and the rural dweller. The GBA calls on the current government and the future ones to implement policies that will improve and make public school education at the basic level both accessible to the poor and marginalized in our society while ensuring quality. In my opinion, the award of government scholarships should be only what it is. That is, informed by real merit, economic and financial need of beneficiaries, especially those from poor backgrounds, and relevance to specific critical areas of study and research, especially when such critical areas of study and research, particularly in science, technology and research programs that are not offered by local universities. I find it immoral and troubling that government scholarships are given or awarded to persons with political connections and who are already from privileged and rich backgrounds at the expense of brilliant but truly needy individuals and students. Recent reports have revealed corruption, sheer abuse, nepotism, and political patronage in the award of government scholarships in this country. It is equally unacceptable for multiple government scholarships to be given to an individual, while in some cases, awardees take the scholarships and never attend the courses or programs, while other Ghanaians who need a fraction of the amounts to study at local universities are denied and waste away at home with all their skills and talents. It is equally unacceptable that scholarships in foreign currencies are awarded to people to study abroad when such programs or areas of study can be pursued at our local universities. We call for a review of how government scholarships are awarded or distributed in this country. It is recommended that legislation to streamline or regulate the distribution of scholarships in the country is enacted to deal with the challenges of government scholarships.
Yalboafo, President of the Ghana Bar Association. I guess it's fair to say he gave the speech of his life.
Certainly.
I guess it's fair to say.
Certainly. You know, I must admit, as a critic
of Yalboafo. Is it Boafo?
Yalboafo, I was impressed.
Yeah.
With his final speech.
He struck all the right notes.
Yes. The language was firm, it was clear. And he touched on a lot of key points. A good way to bow out.
Mm-hmm.
On the day. So
yeah,
we need more
like
voices.
This. Yes, for me.
So
this is Kumasi. This is President CJ Otumfuo, Attorney General. It can be intimidating, but to be the president of the bar, you have to stand up because you have all lawyers behind you. You shouldn't be afraid of anybody. Yeah. And we need more people to do more of this. Even if the man chooses to ignore,
platforms well.
Even if he chooses to
You've said it to him.
You've said it to him. So
you've done your part.
You've done your bit. So yeah, Boafo. Here's a few quick comments before we take a short break.
There is a trending video of a white man on social media doing Galamsey, and most annoyingly, he's being guarded by a police officer. So the environmental minister wants to tell us that he didn't see that video. Okay. In my view, the best solution to end Galamsey or win the fight against Galamsey is for the Ghana Water Company to cease water supply nationwide for just a month. Everyone will join the fight to end Galamsey if the government is not willing to fight it. This is from Francis Teshi Camp 2.
You know, it's funny. We consider water national security. So yes. The water company would not do this. But if we sit down and let people pollute our water and not do anything about it.
It's strange, huh?
Doesn't national security have a role to play here?
Yes.
Do they even have to wait for the president?
No.
I think national security can say, if we look at what's happening in Galamsey, there has to be some actions taken because it's human security. You know, so maybe Mr. Kandapa and his team can do something without waiting for explicit instructions.
Why haven't they done anything?
I don't know.
You know, because for me, listening to the Mr. Boafo, my namesake, he made the point about he's shocked at the fact that no big name has been arrested. The Attorney General, our good friend, Godfred Dame. Actually, the place had a lot of my namesakes. So Godfred was there.
Godfred was there. The only Akoto was not there. Was Akoto Ampao.
May he rest in peace.
Yes.
You know, and he made the same point, and I'm sure a lot of the lawyers there would have been thinking, we are prosecuting a lot of Galamsey people because last year, for instance, we had 731 or so people on trial for Galamsey. The AG gave an update where he says 76 or so have been sentenced out of that number. The question everybody is asking is, which one of those persons will be considered
financier,
a top level Galamseyer?
That's the question.
You know, why is it?
Because if you are prosecuting that many people, there should be a decline.
There should be a decline. There isn't a decline. Those people are not connecting the dots for you to arrest one big person.
You know, in the drug fight, you can arrest one man, and
half
a whole syndicate goes down. So you can arrest 200 people, it won't do anything. You arrest one man because he's the center.
They'll simply hire new people.
Yeah, so get the center guy. So the point about prosecution is that it's not the quantity, it's the
quality of who you are prosecuting. And I'm happy that Mr. Boafo raised that point because it's key. It's very, very, very key.
Very important point.
And I'm happy because we had a lot of the security the heads of the security services around. And it's a question that, look, Parliament must pose to them. Parliament is the only body we have that can pose that question. Mr. Kandapar must appear before Parliament.
Yes.
And answer the question.
On what he's doing about Galamsey.
What is your difficulty? Look, even if it has to be behind closed doors,
they should meet him.
Meet him and ask him, what is your difficulty in giving us one name, one face, who is a known financier that you have arrested, that you can prosecute?
That national security brief would definitely know the connections, because follow the money is the basic principle of investigation. If you want to find out who is doing Galamsey, if the national security is working, they would definitely have a few names.
You see, and that is where the strength of the fight lies.
Yeah.
Until we see that you are not doing anything.
True.
Until we see that willingness, that push towards putting those people out there. Because look, those people don't care if you arrest 1,000 people of their minions.
They'll recruit more.
They'll recruit
more people.
So you're not doing anything.
You're expendable.
They will do Asanti Koto Pembeba. You take 1,000.
1,000 will come.
They'll bring 1,000
because there are so many hungry people
and they have money.
Yes.
So we need Mr. Kandapar and co. The best way to convince us you are actually working on this matter, you must deliver a name or names.
It's very important.
Otherwise, this fight we are fighting, well, forget.
It's not going to work. Thank you. We'll be back with more later in the morning. GCB at 70 and beyond. We have some big conversations coming up. Stay with us.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
So many things to talk about this morning, but also to remind you that GCB Bank PLC has some great news for us this morning. Marketing Oriented Bank of the Year 2023 with a very fantastic citation from the CIMG. And among other things, the citation says, ensuring the provision of first-class banking solutions for our customers and value for all stakeholders was a mission you set out to achieve. With that as an intent, you shored up your service provision by enhancing your solutions to customers by launching 3 technological innovations, including the recoded GCB mobile app, the Pan-African Payment and Settlement System, the PAPS, and the introduction of prepaid cards. Thus, customers are able to access an extensive range of self-service options with superior user experience in mind, and also a revolutionary payment system designed to facilitate instant and secure cross-border transactions across the continent, addressing the challenge of high costs and long processing times associated with traditional methods. This and other reasons led the CIMG to duly recognize GCB Bank PLC as the Bank Marketing Oriented Bank of the Year 2023. We're here to talk about that and other things. Odadia Emmanuel Amte is the Deputy Managing Director Operations. Godfred, he's an Odadia, whether I like it or not. Full Odadia. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Bernard, and then thank you for having us.
It's paining the people that I added the Odadia to your Charlie, how are you?
Well, exciting times at GCB.
Wonderful.
Thanks to also your listeners for making time to listen to us.
When you work for GCB, you can say my company is older than me. Not many people can say that in Ghana. Because the company is 70 years and we are not yet 70. But how is the bank doing post your 70th anniversary celebrations?
GCB Bank, as we all know, Ghana's most successful indigenous bank.
Yeah.
We celebrated 70th anniversary last year under the theme providing unrivaled financial solutions towards the socio-economic development of Ghana. We have supported the economy of Ghana for these past 7 decades. And in fact, at this point in time that we've won the Bank of the Year award, it comes in as an exciting time, and it's actually a testament to the loyalty of our customers, the dedication and hard work of our over 4,000 employees that we have at GCB, and then also the wisdom of the board. And of course, I cannot end without mentioning the name of Mr. Kofi Adumaku, who is the managing director.
Of course.
So it's exciting times for us. We have supported businesses to expand with loan products, investment products. We have supported individuals to achieve financial well-being. And Bernard, I'm sure at some point your mother took a loan from GCB Bank to support perhaps your education or anything like that. So we're excited about that.
Our mothers were GCB customers. I'm sure she still is. How was your H1 2022 performance? What has been behind that profit growth?
Maybe let me put it in context. Under the leadership of John Kofi Adumaku and the board, we set for ourselves a strategy or an ambition to dominate the bank, call it about 4 years ago. So what we are seeing today is actually, I would say, it's really bringing to the fore the success or the significant progress we have made over the past 4 years. And what we set out to do in these 4 years, we say, look, we want to elevate the customer experience. Yes, there's digitization. Well, of course, we'll talk about our mobile app, our award-winning mobile app later on sometime in this program. There's digitization. But what we do different from the competition is the personal touch or the human touch that we bring to providing banking solutions. And of course, focusing on employee experience. It will amaze you the right mix of talent we have at GCB Bank, the strength, the capacity of our people. And going forward, we'll continue to build on leadership development programs. We'll continue to grow our talents. So our customers can look forward to a much more better, stronger, I'll call it bank, to support them in terms of loan products, for their expansion needs, for their investment products and all of, and transaction banking. So the more exciting times ahead. Coming back to the half year, last year after DDP, we posted about 1.5 billion in profits, which is the first time we've crossed over the 1 billion mark as a bank in GCB. Half year, we've done 700 million cedis in profits, 35% growth in profits. Our loan book, deposit book, balance sheet, call over 20% growth in that, and our capital remains strong. We continue to remain the top 4 bank in this country. And I think that this award that we've won is testament to the confidence that the Ghanaian public have in us, and also the confidence that our customers have in us.
I hope that profit means that Ghanaians are benefiting, that you are not the only people going to chop the profit, that all of us will benefit as a top 4 bank.
You know, Bernard, we've never, as you said, chop, I use the word, we've never chopped the profit alone. For 70 years, I must say that we are the only bank who's got 184 branches across the length and breadth of Ghana. We have the largest ATM fleet of about 340. Okay, so we've been supporting financial inclusion. Wherever you are, we are not going to leave you behind. We'll walk the journey with Ghanaians. Whether you live somewhere in Adabraka, okay, where we are now, or perhaps you are somewhere in, call it Sunyani, or in a village somewhere, wherever we are, we'll stay with you. Through all the difficult challenges, we'll be with you providing banking solutions.
Let's talk about the award. So I read the citation, part of it, before we did the interview. So what's the big story there? CIMG Marketing and Rental Company of the Year. What did you set out to do, and what does the citation say about your approach?
Yes, I'll talk about 3 things that I think are fundamental to this very award.
Okay.
But before that, let me set a bit of context. As I said earlier on, customer experience is pivotal to all that we do. The numbers come later. We're doing all of these things in a way that also, as I said earlier on, generates profits and returns, industry-leading profits and returns to our shareholders. What this means for us is that, look, when it comes to customer experience, we are relentless. We released a mobile app called the Recoded, as you mentioned earlier on. And our focus in doing all of this is to innovate better and faster than the competition. It's also to collaborate with all stakeholders, be it in telcos, in other industries and all of that. But we are solving for one thing, solving for financial well-being for our clients. And whoever partner is in that course will partner with you to deliver that. So the mobile app that we've come up with, it's super. The ratings on the app stores has been very, very fantastic. You can do many self-service options on there, many self-service options on the mobile app. We have prepaid card. You can request for a prepaid card. You can create an instant virtual card on it. There are group transfers. Subsequent to the first initial launch in last year, September of last year. This year we released 2.1 version 2.1. So you could do group transfers. For example, let's say every month I send, I have 5 people that I send on a regular basis some amount of money to them. I could instantly send them up as a group. And on just what we call tap the app. You just tap it. And the money just goes directly to them for their convenience. We've also introduced a lifestyle option. So perhaps now, if I sit here in your offices and I want a nearby restaurant, yes, on the app, you give me many options, filling stations that are around, restaurants that are around, things that could really help, bring that kind of engagement to our clients. And if there are promos and all of that with our merchants, you could stand to benefit from that. So easily we're bringing these things to your doorstep. The merchants will benefit because we're doing sort of advertisement for them. Our clients also have convenience, knowing the nearest, wherever they are, whether in Kumasi, whatever they are, the nearest, call it any service around filling stations, restaurants, or any other service that we want to achieve. So the mobile app was one of them, market leading.
Okay.
The number 2 has to do with our involvement with what we call the PAPS.
Pan-African Payment and Settlement
Systems.
Okay.
Exactly. Which allows Ghanaians to make payments in local currency, to call it Ghana, Guinea, Liberia, Nigeria, bringing that convenience to them. You could go to any of our branches and then easily you could just get those transactions done. But in all of this, as you said earlier on, we are not just here to make profits. Okay, we are also not just here to just solve problems for our clients. We go beyond, and that is I call it a tagline for our new or refreshed customer experience strategy. We support communities where we operate. And I'll share with you, I did that with the board chairman, Mr. Kofi Sifri, call it, about, was it last year sometime, early this year. Kwama Methodist Church, Methodist School, somewhere beyond, around Mankesim. These are things that we realize that, who knows, the next president of Ghana could be coming from Kwaman. We're not going to get any deposit out of it. So we look at where there's real needs, impactful, where we could be much more impactful to our communities and remain relevant to them. We provide them with the 4 classroom block, refurbish their library, we give them computers and all of that. So yes, education is one of the areas that we focus on as part of our CSR. The environment is another area, okay, and then health. We've done a lot of college rehabilitations and refurbishments of hospitals and all of that. And we will continue to do that. But we believe that as we go forward, it's important that as Ghana's largest indigenous bank and most profitable bank, we will continue to deliver to this or make an impact in the societies that we operate in. So yes, all of these three things are very fundamental to us reaching these new heights as Bank of the Year. And we are really excited about that. The 4,000 staff at GCB, the board, the management, and we want to take this opportunity to thank our customers. Without them, we don't have achieved this, had this achievement. They should expect more. There's more ahead.
Time check is 9:30. I'm talking to the Deputy MD of GCB Bank PLC, Emmanuel Lamptey, on a number of things. They are the Marketing and Retail Bank of the Year, CIMG, strong half-year performance, over 700 million, and the rest of it. Let's talk about other offers that you are putting in place for your customers and what insights are helping you to develop these offers. You mentioned the three things that help you win this award. Anything else we should expect in the coming days?
Yes, maybe let me take this opportunity to talk about GCB Pay.
Okay.
Which you could go onto our website, and there on that website you could make payments to about over 100 institutions.
Okay.
Just by the click of a button. That brings convenience. You don't need to walk.
A university,
a primary school. There are over 100 institutions in there.
Okay.
On our website, you can see all of those. It's
called GCB Pay.
GCB Pay.
Okay.
It's a market-leading solution, and it's all towards bringing that convenience to our customers. Okay, going forward also, I must take the opportunity to talk about, we have a loan promo running. We are excited about that. There's Christmas, of course, the roadmap to Christmas is in there. People need to pay school fees, and people have other financial needs. So we've got this promo, under this loan promo, customers can take from 1,000 cedis to about 700,000 cedis. The interest rate is very competitive, 22%. 22%. And for 5 years, you know, if the loan crosses over from 25% of the loan, you could even come for a top-up. So we are excited about this. The pricing is very good, very competitive. The tenor 5 years to enable you plan your finances. And you could take from a minimum of 1,000 cedis to 700,000 cedis. So these are some of the things that are immediately on the ground now. But yes, go ahead, sorry.
What about the outlook for the rest of the year? We are in September. You've done a 700 million profit. You're hoping to pass the 1 billion. How do you see the rest of the year and the early part of next year?
Bernard, I must say that GCB will remain central to connecting businesses, individuals, and government. And they will be leveraging data to offer tailored solutions to all of our clients. That is what we are solving for. We've got over 2 million customers. We've got the largest branch network. We have the right to win in this space and to bring banking to the doorstep of every Ghanaian. In terms of outlook for this end of this year, our shareholders can expect solid profits and returns, solid balance sheet growth. As I said earlier, half year, we've done over 20% in our balance sheet. But more importantly, our customers can look forward to a better experience. As much as we are, accelerating our digital transformation with mobile app, we're also doing a number of things in the back end to ensure that we deliver best-in-class service to our clients. So they can expect better or improved services. Market leading will continue to innovate better and faster than the competition. So yes, our shareholders can expect solid profits, solid returns. Our customers can expect much better. We'll continue to wow them. Wow. This is just the beginning, I must say. Then to our staff, we have well-qualified staff. They can look forward to much more engagement with management, with the board, an environment where their careers can flourish. So I think we've covered all the aspects from our shareholders, our customers, our staff, and also fulfill our social responsibility mandate.
The numbers are interesting. So 700 million half-year profit, 2 million customers, 4,000 staff. How many ATMs?
340 ATMs.
340 ATMs.
Yeah, 340.
How many branches?
184.
184. And then 70 years of existence.
71, I would say now.
Oh, you have finished 70 years. So
yes, now 70 plus one.
You are in your 71st year. Wow. Great stuff. Mr. Emmanuel Odate Lamptey is the Deputy Managing Director, Operations, GCB Bank. Smiling all through, winning another award with CIMG. And And they've been with us for 7 decades, and they're promising to stay for as long as we are here. So thank you, GCB, for what you do. Thank you for your team. Who else did you come with, by the way?
Yes, let me introduce Dr. Stephen Hammond.
Okay.
Dr. Hammond heads up our customer experience department. He's our chief experience officer.
Okay.
And then...
So the award belongs to him?
Well, I'll say it to our customers.
Yes, because he is the one who's... Yeah.
Yes. And then Madam Patricia Kwesikuma, our head of corporate affairs.
Whose husband, Dr. Andre Kwesikuma, is celebrating his birthday. He's the CEO of Eden Family Hospital. So, your Oga at the top. Dr. Andre Kwesikuma, CEO of Eden Family Hospital, celebrating his birthday. From your lovely wife, Patricia, and the children, live long and prosper. That's the message. Thank you very much, my senior of that year.
Thank you very much.
Good to see you so much. Thank you.
The Citi Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise. This is the Citi Breakfast Show. The city's biggest conversation.
Celebration, jubilation, all together. Meanwhile, I have some exciting news to share with you today. The British Council is calling on all Ghanaian universities to apply for the Gender Equality Partnerships 24-25. It supports higher and further education collaborations between the UK and other countries to address priority gender equality themes. You can call 056-002-7835. Deadline for application 16 September. Mark your calendars and don't miss the chance. There's an exciting new chocolate beverage out there on the market from the producers of Cowbell. It's now Twisco time. A chocolate food drink, a blend of premium cocoa powder enriched with Enerfort. Combination of energy boosting minerals and vitamins including B vitamins, vitamin C, D, iron and more. It's available in 20 grams, can be found at your nearest neighborhood store in a delightful red sachet for only 1 CD, 80 pesos. To enjoy all the goodness packed in a sachet, empty the contents in a mug with mix with 180 ml of previously boiled water and stir. Start your day with a cup of Twisco and power your dreams. And here's a big announcement from the Breeze Ride app. It already has the most affordable rides in Accra and now offers cheap delivery service for as low as 15 cedis. It's the same app people now use to refill their gas cylinder, to do cooking without stepping out of their house. Taking things to another level, Breeze has a personal shopper. Just write the list of items you need and name on the app. market or restaurant where you want the thing purchased, the app will instantly send someone to buy the exact items for you. It's the personal shopper at Breeze. It will even pay at the shop and bring the items to you while you relax at home. Breeze app on the Google Play Store. It's available for download now. Eden Heights is a well-planned and secured gated community with access to ultra-modern sports complex, Olympic-sized swimming pool, food court, football court, basketball, athletics, and gym facilities. Eden Heights is delicately styled for your comfort and relaxation. Located at the West Hills behind the Wager, or behind the West Hills Mall at Wager in Accra. Call 050-153-1444 or go to edenheights.com.gh for more information. In the meantime, September is Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. To talk about that, I have a pediatric oncologist. Charlie, serious boost. You are not only an oncologist, you are a pediatric oncologist. Childhood Cancer Society of Ghana, Emmanuela Amwaku. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Who is a pediatric oncologist? Charlie, it sounds very wild though.
It's not as wild as it sounds.
So what is it?
It's a pediatrician who has subspecialized in oncology. So pediatrician takes care of children, and that pediatrician takes care of children with cancer.
So you went to university to study medicine, then you specialized in pediatrics. And when you finish, you were not tired. You decided to add oncology. Hey, Emanuela. Serious, because pediatrics is already complicated, and you are adding oncology to it. How long have you been doing this work?
12 years in total.
Wow. Why did you choose to do this job?
Which one? Medicine, pediatric,
all of it. All of the above.
Just to light up the world in my own way.
To light up the world, to solve a problem.
Yes.
Wow. And you're enjoying it?
Yes, I am.
September is Childhood Cancer Awareness Month, and it's on the theme Joining Hands to Help Fight Childhood Cancers. I'm told over 1,500 children are expected to be diagnosed with cancer every year in Ghana. That sounds a lot.
Yes, it's quite a lot. I mean, using our population of 30 million people, and the fact that Ghana has more of a young population, we expect, using population extrapolation data, we expect about 1,500 children to be diagnosed each year. Unfortunately, only about 500 are diagnosed. It means that the chunk of the 1,000
don't even get the diagnosis.
Yes.
Why? Their parents don't know? They can't see the signs, or what?
Or misdiagnosis, or it's whatever it is. Maybe they went somewhere, not a healthcare facility. There are many reasons why. We've not fully studied why. But
so they either don't get diagnosed or they report late.
Yes, absolutely.
But why? How do children even get cancer?
Interestingly enough, for over 60 years now, since childhood cancers were first discovered, we still don't fully understand why children get cancers. There's been risk factors like radiation, some chemicals, pesticides, exposure to pesticides and weedicides. But the kind of exposure you need to actually develop cancer, I mean, as a child, it doesn't make sense that these children, and then just a small percentage are born into a family where they have like a genetic predisposition for cancer.
So there are many causes of cancer, I guess.
Causes in children, not really. Risk factors, absolutely.
Yeah. And what types of cancers are these children getting? Any breakdown?
Yeah, there are many. So we have the leukemia, which is the cancer in the bone marrow. That's the most common we are seeing now. We also have the lymphomas, which is usually in the lymph system. So you see some children with a very huge jaw swelling, a mass in their abdomen or something like that. That's the second most common one. They have kidney cancers. They have cancer of the eye, cancer of the bone. Anywhere you can think of, anywhere there's tissue, there definitely
what's the
cancer. Interesting question. But it's just abnormal growth of cells. So your body has mechanisms, right? Your finger is growing. Your body has mechanisms to tell you to stop growing, like at a certain length. Unfortunately, when there's cancer, that mechanism, that genetic mechanism doesn't work. So the growth just keeps going on, and because it cannot just grow in the space where it can't just remain a finger. It finds other places to grow, and then that's where you have the spread.
And then it's not you can't control it.
Yes, that when the growth
sort of grows out of balance, and then it drains you.
Yes.
Eventually kills you.
Yes.
So what are the challenges of treating? I guess you've already spoken about the late diagnosis. So you've already alluded to some. But what other challenges exist for families with children with cancers?
There are so many I could list, and I think the one we're looking most at is the awareness, just awareness, community awareness, healthcare worker awareness, actually. Awareness of people in the society generally. Because if you don't know what it is, of course, you would not look for it, and you would not report to the hospital. And then there's also the part where they go into the healthcare facility. They are seen, and that diagnosis is not confirmed. And one thing that we've learned quite recently is that when people present to the hospital and they don't have the exact diagnosis, or they don't have a solution to their problem, then they would seek healthcare elsewhere. And that's what drives people to go to churches for healing, that drives people to go to traditional health attendance for healing. And by the time they come back into the health system, then it's a little bit late. So that initial diagnosis at the healthcare center that it presents in first. And then when diagnosis has been made, and even before diagnosis is made, you need MRIs, you need CT scans. I can't begin to mention how much those cost for the average Ghanaian. And even in various places, you probably don't even have an MRI. I'd use Central Region, for example. There's no MRI.
In the whole of Central Region?
Yes, so they'll probably have to come to Accra for an MRI. And we have these issues that exist in various places in Ghana, even though the country is so small.
So even
access
somewhere
to
as close to Accra, Central Region, if somebody presents with what could possibly be a cancer, if the doctor has the presence of mind to transfer them to Accra for an MRI, they may never know
if they need an MRI, they may never.
So when we go to places like Wale Wale or Bumpurugu Yonyo, then that one is a different matter. Wow. So we are talking about lack of awareness even within the population. And then do you have enough health professionals trained in this area?
Not so many. Currently in Ghana, 10 pediatric oncologists for the whole population.
So there are 10 of you in the whole Ghana?
Yes.
Hey, I'm privileged to be talking to you. Where are the other 9? There are only 10 of you in the whole Ghana. You are serious?
Yes.
How many doctors do we have in Ghana? We have over 6,000 doctors.
In the register, right? What is it on the ground? The question is, what is it on the ground?
Oh, some of them have left.
Definitely. And we
but
know
10 of you are the ones who are remaining.
We know what the issue is with brain drain in the country right now. So you really don't have a lot of healthcare workers in the country.
But beyond doctors, so do you have something like a pediatric oncology
nurse? Yeah, absolutely. So pediatric oncology. Yes, pharmacists. Yes.
So it's a whole specialized body of knowledge. And we are losing them to brain drain as well.
For now, most of us are staying. I mean, the general pool of doctors, when you ask, you said 6,000. And I said, how many of them are really on the ground right now is the question.
Is there a specialist public facility that treats childhood cancers?
Yes, so the Kolebu Teaching Hospital, Konfanochi Teaching Hospital, and the Greater Accra Regional Hospital, those are the comprehensive treatment centers. When I say comprehensive, it means that they have everything that you need to treat. Now,
so Kolebu, Komfanoche, and Greater Accra Regional.
Yes.
And I'm talking of
childhood cancer.
Okay.
Yes. Now we do have what we call shared care centers, which is something that we've developed to sort of help these huge centers, because of course you know that most of the children can't come from wherever they are.
Yeah.
So then there's the Tamale Teaching Hospital, there's the Cape Coast Teaching Hospital, there's Agogo Presbyterian. Yeah, those are like the shared care centers where other children can
So
get
what are medicines and then the machines? Are there? I don't know. Talk to me about that, because I'm sure I was told there was some machine in Komfanoche or one in Kolebu or something, and if the machine doesn't work, something doesn't happen. So what machine is that? What is that?
It's very interesting. I actually published an article on your Citi page.
Okay, you did?
And it was on radiotherapy machines.
Yes, that's what I was talking about.
And yes, and in Ghana, the linear accelerator, which is used to deliver radiotherapy, the whole of Ghana, there are actually, I think it's three of those machines. And at a certain point in time, they were all broken down. This meant that patients had to wait. And with cancer, you can't really wait, right? And we have all these issues where access to some healthcare facilities is just limited to some people. And if you're unable to afford them, then you really, really can't get the healthcare that you need. So, yeah, and then medication, sometimes there's shortages which exist, logistics. We know when COVID came, there was issues with supply chain logistics as well. So, yeah, these problems exist.
So what can we do to help? We are listening, radio station, businessmen, churches, and everything else. What can we do to support the fight against childhood cancer?
Yeah, and this is where we want every hand to join. Everybody can help in their small corner. So as individuals, you can decide to adopt a child with cancer, in quotes. So number one, need to know about cancer. Adopt a child with cancer. You can help them pay for their treatment. You can also just provide psychological support for a family. If you see a child with cancer, don't stigmatize them, because stigmatization is one thing that makes them not to come to the hospital. If you see a child with cancer, with any signs of cancer, you can help direct them to the appropriate facilities to receive the appropriate care that they would get. We have a few churches that help in supporting the treatment for children with cancer. So currently, we do have 4 cancers on the National Health Insurance Scheme, but there's a lot of cancers out there. And so for those people who have to pay out of pocket, they would benefit from people sort of helping them to pay. And we have a lot of a few churches that have come forward to do that, and we'll encourage other churches to do so. And then NGOs can also bring their hands to help these children, especially when it comes to the financial aspect. Would want our governments, of course, I know, would want them to make sure we have the right equipment at the right time. And also, if we could expand some of these facilities, it would be great. And then public-private partnerships as well would be really helpful.
Thank you, Dr. Emanuela Amwaku, a pediatric oncologist. Childhood cancer is real. Joining hands to help fight childhood cancers is the way to go. Thank you.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Mommy and Daddy, please make us happy with a DSTV decoder. We want to laugh out loud with Cartoon Network's hilarious shows like Mr. Magoo, Lego DC Superhero Girls, and Pokemon Horizons. Help us to discover new worlds with CBB's Ranger Hamza Echo Quest and Nickelodeon's Camp Coral. We will also tune in to Disney Junior and DreamWorks.
Keep your kids entertained whilst they are on holidays. Dial *759# to renew your subscription today. DSTV, your home of entertainment.
Hi, Mom, it's me, Kwame.
Hey, Kwame, how are you?
Mom, I'm fine, oh.
Okay.
You know something?
No, tell me.
I'm looking for a complete furniture set for my new place.
Kwame, I've told you before, the only only one place you should go, eh?
Yeah, Mom, but I need a mattress to fit my bed.
Ash Foam.
I need a bed to fit my room.
Ash Foam.
What about a sofa where go relax my body?
Ash Foam.
Wardrobes to fit all my clothes?
Ash Foam.
What about linens and pillows for sweet dreams?
Kwame. Ash Foam.
Mommy, I feel you. Ash Foam all the way.
For mattresses to beds, sofas, wardrobes, linens, pillows, and more, don't waste time and visit any Ash Foam showroom across the country or call our hotline at 0243 200 729. Ash Foam. Feel it, know it.
Are you ready for the Serene experience? Join us at Volta Serene Hotel from the 20th to the 23rd of September.
It's the ultimate Founders Month celebration in partnership with TravelX.
Whether you are coming as an individual, a couple, or with family, we've got the perfect package for you. Enjoy 2 nights at just 2,800 Ghana cedis, or 3 nights at just 3,500 for individuals.
Couples, grab your 2-night stay for 4,000 Ghana cedis, or 3 nights for 5,095 Ghana cedis.
And families, indulge in 2 nights for 6,500 Ghana cedis, or 3 nights for 8,500 Ghana cedis. Kick off with a happy hour. Explore 3 destinations. Enjoy live band music, outdoor games, movies, karaoke night, and poolside fun.
Don't miss out on the Serene experience. For more information, call 054 139 867 036 202 8805 036 202 5243 or 020 503 8763.
Visit VoltaSereneHotel.com for terms and conditions. The Serene Experience. Make memories that last a lifetime.
OneXBet presents an exciting world of entertainment in the 1x Games. You find Crash, Dice, Apple of Fortune, Money Wheel, and other exciting games with many chances to win big wins. Go to the website onexbet.com.gh or app, enter promo code GHGame.
Season, and you know what it means. Kids are looking for some fun and learning all in one. Imagine the excitement when they can enjoy channels like Nickelodeon, Disney Junior, and Jim Jam on GoTV. They can also enjoy Dora, Mickey Mouse, Mush Mush, SpongeBob, and Henry Danger. Dial star 759 hash to stay connected. GoTV, love it. And if you're a customer of Enterprise, then this is the time. We're rolling out a new loyalty program, the Enterprise Advantage Points. Now, Enterprise customers can rack up points and score awesome rewards just by making purchases, renewing policies, and more, all through their self-service portal or the Enterprise Advantage app. Log into your account, access Advantage Point, and start earning points for rewards like airtime, Momo, and more. Join the Enterprise family now and buy a policy today to enjoy this exclusive offer. Enterprise, your advantage. Step into Latex Foam Showroom and experience the difference for yourself. Our high-quality mattresses and furniture crafted with your ultimate relaxation in mind. Invest in your well-being. Choose Latex Foam. Otherwise, you do yourself. Call 0800 499. That's 0322 008 499 or 0302 231 115. Latex Foam, your partner for life. CFAO Mobility is Ghana's premier one-stop shop for all your mobility needs. As the exclusive distributor of the world-renowned brands like Mercedes-Benz, Mitsubishi, and Suzuki, we're looking, whether you're looking for a luxury sedan, a rugged SUV, truck, bus, or industrial equipment, we have the right fit for you. We have a trading option that allows you to exchange any brand of vehicle for a brand new model from our trusted lineup. But that's not all. Companies looking for long-term rental solutions for fleets will find excellent options with us. And for industry professionals, we provide robust construction machinery, heavy-duty trucks from Mercedes-Benz, and other light-duty trucks. Call us on 0302 742 100.
Now, the 15th of every month is when the GRA is advising people to file their tax returns. So if you are in the need or you need to file your withholding taxes, you need to do it by the 15th. And so by the 13th, at least, that should be due or should be done by the GRA. If you have any issues, get in touch with the GRA using their portal, taxpayersportal.com, or you can call them on 0200 631 664. Send them an email, info@gra.gov.gh. You want something to eat this morning or something to take for breakfast? The newest chocolate beverage is here. Twisco is from the producers of Cowbell, is made from premium cocoa powder and enriched with Enafort. Start your day with a cup of the great tasting Twisco and power your dream. Now, which bank is always at your service? Omnibasic Bank. Which bank is the fastest growing corporate bank in Ghana, and it was Bank of the Year in the year 2023? It's Omnibasic Ghana, the Omnibasic Bank. They are always at your service. So call them on 0307 086 000 or visit any of their branches nationwide. Open an account and enjoy exceptional customer service. Omnibasic Bank at your service.
And before we go, GRA is informing the general public, especially VAT registered taxpayers, that the Commissioner General, in accordance with the VAT Act, is migrating additional 2,000 VAT registered taxpayers onto the GRA's electronic invoicing system, referred to as the EVAT system. Now, to facilitate this process, GRA will carry out a series of stakeholder engagements to ensure a seamless implementation. The list of eligible VAT registered taxpayers will be published in the print media and the GRA website. Affected taxpayers should take note and be guided accordingly. Call 0800 100 110 or WhatsApp 055 299 0000. And also go to any of our taxpayer service centers across the country for more information. That's all we have time for today's edition of the Citi Breakfast Show. Citi News at 10 with Caleb Kuda.
Good morning, Bernard. And coming up, University Teachers Association of Ghana issue a